It is the Mike Calta Show. It's 102.5 The Bone. Good morning, everybody. It is Thursday, the 8th day of May, 2025, and we are coming to you live. Good morning. How is everybody doing?
Good.
Good. No Pope.
No Pope.
No Pope. This sounds weird. You should replace Spanish one day. You just check for smoke. Yeah, no Pope. Black smoke arising. Can't get it. You think they don't really have a Pope, or you think they're like, we don't want to blow it on the first one?
Yeah, get people talking. We want, some eyes on the church again and stuff. And,
Yeah. Oh, like there's Alex Hogan covering it. Oh, she's just out there.
She could be Pope.
I don't think she can, Calvin. I don't think that. No lady Pope.
I'll make her Pope.
I saw the top 3 votes for popes are all black popes.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think they're pushing for the black pope. It's a time. It's a time to show the world.
So do they sit around and discuss why each pope would be good or bad? Is that how it is, or does the Lord speak to them?
According to the movie The Conclave, they just talk among each other.
Right.
They just bitch and complain about the other popes like little girls. They're like a bunch of little gay men is what they are. They just get catty and talk about the other cardinals behind their backs, and then they go to vote. And at the end they go, okay, that's fine. I'll pray on it.
Yeah.
I'll pray on it, Gio.
Are the popes that are in the running, they're included as well?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You vote for yourself or you vote for somebody else.
Right. I assume it's very much like politics. We're like, hey, man, you make me pope, I'll get your vote and I'll take care of you down the line
It's
somehow.
a lot of, according to the Conclave movie, it's a lot of whose vision of the church. Like this guy here that we had now that just died was like for the gays and stuff.
Right.
And he was cool. So I imagine before they elected him, some of the popes were like, he's a for the gays. You can't, and then some of them were like, yeah, he's a for the gays.
Right.
There was a lot of that going on. So, you never know. I talked about this before, but I have a friend who was a teacher of mine, but he was also a priest in my church when I was a kid. And I was friends with him all the way up until he died a couple of years ago. And he was gay. And never talked about it, never brought it up, and I've even had talks with him about other priests' sexuality or question about it, and he never interjected himself into it. He just would have conversation. He never interjected himself. But he would just. But then some of my other friends were like, he talked about it every once in a while. He would refer to himself as gay, but then he would say never around the children, though. Not with the children, but never even around the children. Like his sexuality was not their business.
Isn't that funny? Take the whole priest thing out of it. The fact that, let's just say these people go, all right, I'm with God and I'm not going to have any sexual contact with anyone.
Yeah.
Anyone at all, whatever. But because he's gay, people think he's more likely to do something with.
Yes, but here it's because of the reputation that they already have.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If you could take away that, whatever, do you think just because he's gay that he's going to do stuff, or But
we had a priest in my school
because there was plenty of all female schools, and that there were priests there.
We had a priest in my school who used to look like remember the wrestler Vader? He was just a big round guy. He looked like this guy who used to look like Little John from Robin Hood. He wore like the friar outfit, and he was the nicest, smiliest. He had just a big baby face, we'd see him all the time. And he was the one who ended up molesting kids. And I talked to my friend, the priest, and I said, "Do you think he was doing that because he was gay and because he said he was a bad drunk, and he said he'd still call him at the rectory and ask him to pray for him and stuff while he was drunk." And he said, I said, "Do you think it was because he was gay and he had to hide it?" And he goes, "No." He goes, "I just think he was a bad alcoholic and then caused him to make bad decisions. And he was constantly looking for, some sort of connection with people." And I was like,
yeah,
weird.
I don't know where you're getting your information on black popes and stuff, but according to my stuff, it's still the top 3 is the 3 that we said.
Well, maybe I'm wrong because I saw something on the news yesterday where they showed 3 popes and they were all black, and I thought maybe they were saying those were the contenders. I could have been wrong. They could have just been saying, hey, there's 3 black guys in the mix.
Yeah, because it looks like the odds-on favorites, and this is just from the other day, is still Pietro, the Italian one, the Asian one, and Peter Turkson, which is the black guy.
Yeah.
cardinal.
So you got an Asian, a black guy, and an Italian guy going to a conclave.
Right. But I mean, if trends are set and they continue to go, Italian, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
yeah. Like,
Italians
they
have a
stick
pretty
with
good
it,
record
yeah.
of being Pope.
Yeah, that's for sure. And then I wonder, I don't know how they pick the names. Because in the conclave they refer to it because they say to Lithgow, I bet you've already picked your name. But I don't know what they're picking it based on. You know what I mean?
Right if you spike that volleyball.
What? Oh.
Lithgow. I can't. Anytime you say Lithgow, I instantly think volleyball now. It's just ingrained in my mind.
It's
I can't help it. I'm sorry.
I know. My wife is so mad at me. I can't even.
Time to find a new team.
Yeah.
So they say there are no formal rules governing how a pope selects a name. Over time, adopting a papal name became customary, with most popes choosing names of predecessors or saints they wish to emulate.
That's the thing. Yeah, Carmen.
I imagine it's like Spanish class in 7th grade where they just give you a list of names and they're like, all right, pick your Spanish name. And they
Yeah.
just give you a list. Here you go. Pick your Pope name.
Donde está Susana?
I was Margarita.
Oh.
Yeah.
Most popular pope names: John, Gregory, Benedict, Clement, and Innocent.
See, now I
Or
thought
Clement.
that Peter was the first pope. I thought it was John the Baptist was the first pope. It was Peter. So I figured there'd be more Peters. I don't know why John.
Yeah, according to this, John, Gregory, Benedict, Clement, and Innocent.
Yeah, innocent. Where did that come from?
Yeah, that sounds weird.
There was a lot of innocents too.
Yeah.
Was there?
Yeah, there was like more than one. Put it that way.
Okay.
In my whole life, I never met anybody named Innocent. There's more than one pope named Innocent.
I was going to say, I know John is one that comes up a lot. And I just think that's because it's the first on the list. And no one wants to read through all the names. So they're
Yeah.
just like, all right, I'll take John.
And you're not offending anyone with John.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
no problem. My pope name, I already got it.
What is it?
Pope Precious.
Oh,
Right?
Oh, that's adorable.
And
But then
whenever-
you have to do your precious face
Of
all
course,
the time.
yeah. Whenever I do the sign of the cross, then I go.
That Precious face gets me. What my daughter? My daughter doesn't know Precious. She doesn't know the movie,
Yeah.
but she showed me something the other day, and somebody told her that was somebody else. Like my daughter showed me a picture of Precious, and she said something like, "This is Oprah when she was little," and she didn't. I wish I could remember what it was. It was so funny.
That movie's now probably 15 years old at least.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
a guy.
more.
There's a guy that currently plays for the Knicks named Precious.
That's crazy.
That's really crazy.
I went to school with a smoking hot girl named Precious. Oh man,
Really?
Galvin.
I never heard of anybody named Precious before that movie came out.
Yeah,
she
same.
looked like I know I say smoking hot and this in the same sentence, but she looked like she had curly hair like Bernadette Peters. Like those full hair, and she wore red lipstick, and she was like the female lead in all the plays that we did.
Where she was already kind of like a lady. Seemed
yeah.
older than you guys.
Yeah, and like you knew you had no shot with Precious.
Wasn't the dog that would laugh and the Precious?
No, that's Muttley.
Muttley.
But there was a dog.
There was a dog,
cat.
Precious.
Maybe a cat. Hello, my Precious.
Well, there's that.
What is
That's from Wizard of Oz. I'll get you, my Precious. Right?
Maybe, I don't know.
My pretty. I'll get you my pretty.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, no, there was another
And your little dog too.
Yep.
No, there's another cartoony kind of character where it's my Precious.
Precious Pup.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Precious Pup was the cartoon.
I am unaware of Precious Pup.
Yeah, it's an old lady with a dog. Hanna-Barbera.
Yeah.
Precious Pup.
Those guys never ran out of ideas. Did they?
No, they had a lot of them.
Just constantly take a different dog and give it a voice.
Mhm.
Weren't they gay too?
Hanna-Barbera?
I thought so.
I don't know. Everybody seems to be gay. Did you read about this guy? There's a new autobiography from Barry Diller. He is a billionaire who started Fox News with Rupert Murdoch.
Yeah.
And he's been married for 20-something years to Diane von Furstenberg. And his book just came out, and he's like, yeah, I'm gay. And I'm
Well-
like, why have you been married 23 years to a woman if you're gay?
But if you're married to Diane von Furstenberg, I assume you're gay.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah. I mean, I think that was one of those convenient marriages
Right.
for both of them.
Yes.
But he talks about her like he was gay, and then he met her, and he fell in love with her, and then that was it. All of a sudden, he was with her, but he'd been
What's
with a
his
bunch
name?
of guys.
Fell in love with Liza Minnelli.
Yeah, a couple of guys fell in love with.
Well,
Liza
there was
Minnelli.
super gay one though that married her.
Yeah, that married her.
Then it was like, really, you guys are getting married? Why don't you just be roommates?
Yeah.
I think that'd make it a lot easier for you.
I don't know. It's so weird to me. Not the gay part, the pretending to not be gay or being both. That I don't get that.
But remember, not too long ago, Paul McCartney came out and said, "Me and John used to masturbate together."
Yeah, but
That's pretty gay.
I know that is. But also, there's a line of kids doing dumb kid stuff, and then I mean, listen. Those guys were constantly probably naked around each other all the time because they probably had girls just, I mean, they're probably so used to seeing each other naked.
I wonder how much they took advantage of that because girls lost their mind around them, fainted, did all that stuff, whatever. So they literally could be like, now go do that to Ringo. And, you know, they would do whatever they tell them to do and stuff, and the girls would. It's not like just because it was back then, girls were still doing stuff. Whores. Yeah, they pretended.
My grandmother it leads me to believe that she had her horror phase with Frank Sinatra.
Yeah.
Oh. Not that she said that her and her friend Connie used to go down to the studio where they'd record whatever, and they'd meet Frank Sinatra, and they would get autographs and take pictures and all that. But she was like, "Oh, we go down every weekend." Well, every weekend means you kind of were
right. If Frank's letting you hang around, you're doing some stuff.
Exactly.
You're not just holding his hat.
Right. So who knew? Who knows? Oh, she would be so mad if she knew I just said that.
Floozy.
Don't call my grandmother.
Oh, sorry. No offense.
We got a good show today. We got Jason Light from the Bug. Me too. The Bug
everywhere.
I got to call
Which got infestation, Carmen.
Joe,
What?
Yes, Michael.
Call Home Team Pest Defense.
All right.
Let them know we got a problem.
Got it.
There's like little baby fruit flies, and every once in a while you don't see nothing, then one's right in your face.
Yeah, I feel like they're worse today than they're getting worse.
No, it's interesting because last night I cranked the air down in here, so when I opened that door this morning, it was freezing in here. I don't know how they survived.
No, they can survive anything.
I thought that they couldn't do the cold.
No.
Well,
yeah, they can do.
Certain
It's
amount
freezing.
of cold. It's got to be, But does anybody think that eventually Joe's going to go, oh, I left this banana here
100%.
4 years ago.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Do you know my wife is buying bananas now just to make banana bread? Like she's buying them and letting them rot just so she can make the banana
fantastic.
bread.
It sounds like.
It is, except I can't eat it, and it smells wonderful.
Oh, no.
You know
So
who
the
can't
minute-
eat it? Us.
Oh, yeah. Oh, she don't even mention it to her. She'd be happy to make it for you.
Bring it on in.
Yeah.
You can get fruit fly traps on Amazon delivered today, and they look like little apples.
You know what works really well are those Zevo, right? Isn't it Zevo, the thing with the light, and it's just got the light on there? It's like some sort of UV light, whatever, and then it has the stick stuff, whatever. You plug them in.
Oh.
Yeah, those are amazing.
Well, I'm going to have to get something.
I don't know what they're coming from, though. Like, what is, I don't know.
Joe.
It had to be out there. It had to be something out there.
Something
'Cause the other day I walked out and I smelled garbage, and Joe was like, "Oh, I'll throw that garbage."
Come on,
Right,
man.
Joe? Is there any bugs over there?
Nope.
Okay.
I threw that stuff out yesterday or the day before yesterday.
Yeah.
This falls on you.
Deployed.
No, it doesn't. It's not your fault, Joe. I'm just saying.
100%. He's in
It sounds like
charge
it.
of the trash.
We're supposed to have guests tomorrow. It's going to be crazy.
Oh yeah, I gotta straighten up that area out there.
Time to sag it up.
Sag it up a little bit.
Do some sagging.
What else? Carmen.
Yeah.
Yesterday, I was talking to the testosterone guy,
Okay.
and they went over my blood work, and he was like, "You can use vitamin D3 and iron." Okay.
Okay.
And I ordered it on Amazon at about 2:00 in the afternoon, and it was at my house by 6 p.m.
Yeah.
It is amazing.
It cost me $32. It wasn't like I paid $300 for speedy delivery.
I wonder if everybody has that because we're so close to the Amazon distribution. Maybe we get a little bit lucky.
But they're popping up everywhere.
Yeah.
When we took our road trip to North Carolina for spring break, we passed like 3 or 4 of them just in Georgia
They're
alone,
massive.
and they're right off the highway too. Yeah, you can't miss them. They're huge.
They have the one over off of Waters right next to Dean and D-Drum. There's one right there.
Oh, but there's one right here.
Yeah,
but
a little closer.
But I will tell you, Amazon, fantastic, the best, whatever. Unless you want like a liquid death water, because they'll go like I'll order 4 cases and they'll go, we'll give you 2.
Oh,
And I'm like, what are we giving me 2 for?
Yeah.
We'll charge you for 4. We'll give you 2. then the other one's in transit, and then 3 days later we'll go. All right, here's your money back.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't know what the
That must be like a popular item or
Yeah.
something.
I don't know. It seems to be a problem. It seems like they're discontinuing it in like Publix and Walmart. You can't just get the regular still water. It's all the sparkling, all the
Yeah.
different stuff.
Yeah.
But they have it. Have you seen Liquid Death in the regular size cans?
No.
They have the regular
like
12
a little
ounce.
Bud Light can?
Yeah, I had to get some of those the other day.
Oh, really?
I'm just like crushing them. I'm like, well, I need to grab like 4 at a time.
I don't love them. I'm gonna be honest.
I
with you.
love it.
I only love it if like I'm super hot and it's super cold.
Yeah.
You know? But other than that, I feel awkward drinking it out of the can. I feel like it has that metallic taste, even if it doesn't.
No,
it's in my
it
head.
doesn't seem
Yeah.
to me. Like Dasani, you can tell has a different taste
It
to it.
does.
Yeah. And but I don't know. It just seems to me. It seems like it's colder in the can,
Yeah.
and it's just I don't know. I like it.
Why do we all hate the Sunny?
It just has a weird taste.
It
does
does
have
taste
a-
different.
A distinct taste to it.
and it has a taste. And water is not supposed to have a taste.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I
It's-
mean, does it have a taste? Like, would we know if we took a blind taste test?
I
Yes.
think so.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
so
my
weird.
son did.
Yeah.
I did that. My son could name everything, and I was blown away by it. But also, like, I don't want you putting stuff in my water either. I don't need any extra stuff. I don't need smart water with extra. I don't know what you're putting in there.
DeSantis just said they're taking the fluoride out.
That's right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, that's good.
Yeah.
I mean, there's actual studies that show people get dumber when fluoride's in their water, or if
What?
they have higher amounts of fluoride. You thought it was good for your teeth. That's what they tried to say.
Right.
Is hey, fluoride.
Because you look at England, there's nothing in England's water, and they all have messed up teeth.
Yeah, but it definitely makes people dumber. I mean, there's literally studies done about it.
Fluoride makes people dumber.
Yeah,
Why?
IQs go down.
Well,
What
they're
is-
saying it's like linked to like autism.
Everything they think is linked to
I
autism.
know, but that's, you know.
There has to be something going on.
I don't know. I've seen a lot of autistic people wouldn't have the best teeth either.
But there has to be something going on because, like, California has a higher rate of autism than any other state.
It's a bigger state.
Yeah, but
They
the
have the
rate,
highest
It's
amount
the
of
size
floor
of 3
teeth.
states.
but it's not the most people. It's the highest
Per
rate
capita.
per capita. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
it's
but
not doing it that way.
I mean, that could very be possible. I have no idea. It seems to me that California's a bad example.
But you also go, was it not diagnosed before? And we're seeing it more now because they understand it. It used to be
exactly the problem.
Is that or
Yeah, they used to just call everybody retarded.
is that the problem, or is it what the diet is and what they're putting in foods and stuff? And I don't know. I'm just
Right,
saying
right.
there's possibilities. That
It's interesting. I've done a lot of reading and research, and mostly talking to my wife about it, about how people want to connect the what do you call it? The shots that we get when you're a kid.
Vaccinations.
Yeah, and there is literally no proof of it. There was a study that came out and a thing, and it was a big deal. And for a while, people were trying to push it. And then the doctor who came out with that study ended up losing his medical license as a result because he falsified a lot of the information so that he could make his study real. And the guy can't even practice medicine anymore. But yet people still go back to what they had heard about that. And that's they fall
there's
back
a
on it.
lot of stuff. I mean, there's a lot of stuff like that you heard it. And so everybody assumed that was right because we used to believe everything that we heard.
Yeah.
And now they come out and they go, oh. I remember a couple years ago, if you said anything about the coronavirus being started in a lab, people would lose their mind. There's no
Yeah.
way it was started in a lab. And they somebody ate a bat. That's what
Yeah.
happened, you know?
That
And
was
now-
that was such a confusing time.
Right. And now they're like, I mean, it was totally started in a lab. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
who
Just
knew?
kidding.
I think about it all. I always said that's my kid's 9/11. It was in our lives we'll have a certain amount of tragedies in the time we live, and that whole time was our kid's 9/11.
Yeah, because the event and the
magnitude of the
impact.
event,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
just think about it. All those kids seniors that missed out on their senior year, all those high school athletes,
Yeah,
all those collegiate athletes.
I'd say it's even bigger than 9/11 because 9/11 didn't affect me as maybe emotionally, but not as far as
as far as affecting the world.
yeah,
the impact that it had on the world.
like COVID was affecting everybody's daily lives.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? It's almost bigger.
Oh, remember, it was so much fun when we all lived in the same house together and nobody left. It was so awesome. I love that Juliana was going to school in the hallway.
Yeah, it was weird.
Dude, those teachers deserve an extra award for that. I used to go by Juliana. She'd just be sitting there watching the screen, and the teacher would be talking, and there'd be a kid going, "There's a bird outside my window," like just having to deal with all those.
My wife hated it. She
Oh.
said it was the worst.
Oh, she had to teach from home.
Mhm.
Oh,
But it's
man.
also
Yeah.
like you already have a hard enough time in the classroom.
Right.
Everybody's eyes on me, listening. Everybody's listening to me. Now you're all separate at home. You have your dog. You have your little brother. You have
Yeah.
this and that. And they're like, wee.
Yeah.
You're trying to get like 15 third graders to sign onto the computer, and some of them their parents aren't home, and it was just wild times.
Juliana dropped this quote on me yesterday. We were arguing. She was actually arguing with Amanda, and I said something, and she goes, "Why are you going against me? Just let life happen."
Oh yeah,
Oh, is that how it starts?
yeah.
now?
You're
just
in for it,
let
man.
life happen.
I'm telling you, this is about the age when they start acting this way.
Oh, that, and she's back to calling me Michael.
Yeah,
It's interesting.
my daughter started driving this week. She got her license,
Ooh.
and it's freaking me out.
That and your man son.
Yeah, so
Those
it's just wild.
Yeah.
He gets bigger every time I see him.
Yeah,
I swear.
He could probably kick my ass if he really wanted to.
My son dropped this on me yesterday. He wants to go to Chicago next month for some rap concert. And I'm like, Joe, a couple of things. One, I don't really want you traveling alone. I mean, I know you're 18 and all that, and two, I don't want you to go to a rap concert in the most dangerous city
Yeah.
in the whole. If you would have told me you were going to Columbia for the weekend, it might have been easier for me to swallow than saying you're going to Chicago to go to a rap concert.
Yeah.
Oh, it hurt.
Did
I
he,
can't.
Did he
he's
Google
going.
it first?
Yeah, he's going. He's got it. I mean, he's almost 19 years old.
Yeah,
you know
my
what I
son's
mean?
gonna be 19 next month.
Right. And what am I gonna do?
And every once in a while, I get I'm 18, right?
He hasn't said that to me yet because he still needs money.
Yeah.
But he has given me the the whole when you were going, you went to Lollapalooza when you were 18 and you did this. And I go, hey, he's right about that.
That's the thing. I think a lot of what I was doing at that age, and I was already living on my own,
Yeah.
doing my own thing at that point. So
Do you know I went to Lollapalooza 2 in Miami by myself.
Yeah.
I mean, you want to talk about
Mhm.
loser.
Yeah, that's weird.
Well, I had just moved to Miami and I didn't know anybody. And I
Yeah.
wasn't in a fraternity yet or anything. I wasn't in school or anything.
All right,
I didn't
that's
know
a little
anybody.
different.
Yeah. I just moved down there. I didn't know anybody. And I also I didn't go to just see one band. I went to see all the bands. So I was there all day. And so my girlfriend at the time was like, "There's no way I'm going to see all these bands that I hate and spend the whole day outside of Miami." But I did.
I don't think that's that. I remember going to concerts by myself around that age.
Yeah.
I remember going to the Warped Tour by myself.
Oh, really?
Yeah, just because I had a ticket and nobody else wanted to go, and I
Yeah.
still wanted to see all the bands.
I always had Moose to go to concerts with.
yeah.
But
Then eventually I made friends, and
yeah.
hey, you want to go too? But yeah,
oh, speaking of concerts and friends, I am going to AC/DC.
Oh, you are?
I decided that.
Okay.
Do you know
Patrick-
how much those goddamn tickets
Patrick
are?
Smith get you in the seat?
Smith, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Those tickets are like $1,000. They were like $800.
Yeah, it's ACDC, man.
It's insane.
It's ACDC and probably last time you'll see ACDC.
Yeah, and also I feel like I really do want to go. Like I thought about it. Like Metallica, I don't really care. But AC/DC, I'm like, yeah, I feel like I need to be.
I
there.
have seen a video of ACDC on this tour, and they sound good. They sound really good. So,
Yeah, I'm excited to go. That's next week.
yeah.
That's why I was like, nah. Then it was next week, and I was like, all right, it's here now.
I was reading an article. It was about ticket prices and how these concerts the price of the concerts
Outrageous.
are crazy outrageous. But then in the article, it mentioned that people don't take into account that you don't purchase music anymore. Like it used to be, you
Yeah.
would purchase music,
Right.
so that was an entire other revenue flow for artists was music.
Oh,
You don't-
sure.
you don't buy music anymore.
No,
So
not at
really,
all.
the only time a lot of these artists are making money is on their tour, which is going to then increase ticket sales. So you've given up paying for music, and the money's now transferred over to concerts.
Yeah, which makes sense totally
Yeah.
because if you think about it, the artists aren't getting stuff from Spotify.
No.
Even
Very
the biggest
little.
artists,
They're
they're
getting
like, yeah, I got
Right.
a quarter for
Not
the whole
What?
year.
So what if I said to you, not Limp Bizkit, but if I said to you, there's a decent band coming that you like, what do you expect to pay for a ticket?
Like a mid-level band, $50.
See,
Oh.
$50. I don't think you're seeing. I think you're seeing a Janis show for $50.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like,
Oh no, I'm
some-
saying somebody in Amalie Arena that.
$100
yeah, right. Like
just to get in the door.
but it's all way more than that. It's like
No, I'm talking like just to get in, $100. That's your entry level, and then
Yeah.
you go down from
300
there.
level.
Yeah, because
just to get in.
like when Pantera was coming, I bought tickets, and I think each ticket was like around close to 400.
Yeah,
And that was for Pantera and Lamb of God together, and that was up front.
Right.
if they started lowering the prices back to what they used to be, but now you had to buy CDs and buy music again,
Right.
would you go with that trade-off, or would you rather have access to music for completely free?
No, I like it like this because the truth
Yeah.
is you only have to pay for the concerts that you want to go to.
Right.
And I don't want to go to a lot of concerts, so this really works out well for me. I'm the kind of guy who will go and sit in front of a TV and watch a Metallica live concert and be very happy with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, remember whenever I got the Metallica tickets, and it's 2 nights, and it's 2 tickets, and it was just under $1,000, and I said that's pretty good. But I mean,
Yeah.
but
you're
it
right.
is
For 2 nights.
2 nights, 2 tickets. You know, I mean, I don't think there is a show at a actual arena or stadium that you're going to of a big band like that can fill a stadium or arena that you want to see, that you want to have decent tickets, so you're not paying less than $300 to $400.
And now at Hard Rock, just having the money to buy all these big bands to
Yeah.
put in these small venues, it's less seats, so that's
So
more money they have to
more.
charge for them.
I get more pissed off by the like hidden fees from like Ticketmaster.
Yeah, that's wild.
Just give me the damn price, and the fact that there's no other competing. It's only Ticketmaster.
Oh, I just look at the price and double it. I go, oh, it's
Yeah.
only $200.
Yeah.
It's only a $400
the
ticket.
fees bug me more than anything.
well, and they said that they were supposed to be working on that. That was the
Yeah.
whole thing that Biden was doing.
Yeah.
was that the undisclosed fees, whatever. So you see your ticket, you know that it's $250. It's going to be $250. It's not going to be $250, and then you go to check out and it's $430. You're like, well, how did?
Yeah, what
that's-
happened?
a lot of the hotels do that now. A lot of hidden fees when you go to check out for a hotel room.
Yeah,
Hotels will charge you resort fees.
yeah.
Parking fee,
I
yeah.
slept here for 6 hours last night.
Yeah.
I came here after the Pitbull Toddler show, slept, and left at 9 o'clock in the morning. What is the resort fee
Yeah.
for? You
That's
gotta
why.
be kidding me.
That's why whenever I stay at hotels, I just take the waffle maker.
yeah,
and I take
a
that
hair
crap.
dryer,
Yeah.
whatever you can get, a pillow.
I look around like this Holiday Inn is not a resort.
No.
this is
Yeah.
not. You don't get to call yourself a resort.
Yeah.
I see that you charge me for the resort fee. Can you show me to the resort part of it? Is that in the parking lot or is that on the roof? Where is that?
Oh man! All right, we got a good show today. Jason Light, the GM of your Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who got an A on the draft class, is
Yeah.
going to be joining us on the program a little bit later on today. Cody Tucker, who just made his debut appearance on the Joe Rogan Experience.
How about that?
Did a great job. I actually watched most of the episode. He's going to join us on the show today, and
This may be the last time we get him.
Yeah.
to be
true.
honest.
He's too big now.
I
He's
said,
too
do you
big.
still have time to come on our small little show?
Cody's a monster. I finally saw him standing up. He's a big dude.
Yeah,
And
but
then,
Rogan's tiny, I think.
well,
Rogan's
that's true
tiny.
too. That's true. Yeah. And then what else? We got $1,000 that we're going to give away at 8 o'clock.
Yeah, and 10 o'clock, and then Open Letter Rewind coming back.
Yep, we'll do that next. It's the Mike Calta Show. It's 102.5 The Bone.
Today we're going to be doing some general trivia.
Oh, good.
Can you answer these general trivia questions?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. First one. Which shape has 4 sides
Square.
of
Square.
identical? Mike. What is the largest U.S. state in
Texas.
area?
Alaska.
Alaska. Mike. What Shakespearean play is the story
Othello.
Romeo and Juliet.
of a Than who kills the King of Scotland?
Oh, of a what?
A Than? Thane?
Hamlet.
Macbeth.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, I lost my place.
Of a Than. What is a Than?
I don't know.
Some Shakespearean word for person.
Hello, Than.
Hmm.
Which chemical element has the symbol SN?
Oh, man.
Which chemical element has the symbol SN? Tin. Dominica is the only country in the world to feature what color on its flag?
Purple.
Mike? What U.S. president saw the Great Depression and
Eisenhower.
World War II? What'd you say, Mike?
Hoover.
World War II begin on his watch? Roosevelt. What is the arithmetic average of 10 and 100?
50.
What is the arithmetic average of
Oh,
10
I got it.
and 100?
60.
1.
Sad.
52?
55.
55.
No point. What animal, which comes in a two-toed or three-toed?
Sloth.
Galvin. What part of the body produces insulin?
Pancreas.
Mike. What food around the world is called queso?
Cheese.
Mike. What was the name of the spider that helps
Charlotte.
Galvin and Pap? We are halfway there.
Gio is not on the board. He has 0 points. Galvin has 2. And Michael is your leader right now. He's winning with 5.
5.
All right, we are doing general trivia. Your next question. How many syllables make up a haiku?
7.
17.
17. Galvin. What chemical element is diamond made of?
Carbon.
Galvin. Which author wrote Oliver Twist and Great Expectations?
Dickens.
Galvin. Which online auction website?
eBay.
Mike. What is the formal name of the thigh bone, the largest femur? Mike Calta. What country's main islands are
Hawaii.
Honshu
Oh my God.
and Hokkaido?
Japan.
Yes.
I said Hawaii of country. All right.
Mike. Who is the brother of Nintendo's plumbing?
Luigi.
Mario. Mike. Which solar system planet is named for the Roman god of war?
Mars.
Galvin. In a standard pack of cards,
52.
which king is the only one to not have a mustache?
King of Hearts.
Diamonds.
Hearts. Geo.
He was a straight one.
Yeah.
And Pap. We're on the last 3.
Jeez.
Gio has a single point on the board. Galvin with 6. And Michael is your leader right now. He is winning with 9.
Ooh, I need no 3.
Oof.
All right, we're doing general trivia. Last 3, here we go. In what country can 2 of the 3 holy sites of Islam, Mecca and Medina, be found?
That is.
In what country can 2 of
Jerusalem?
the 3 holy sites of Islam, Mecca and Medina be found?
I don't know.
Saudi Arabia.
Oh, okay. There they are.
Which band's lineup has included Keith Richards and
Rolling
Mick
Stones.
Jagger? Mike. And your last one. Which Dutch painter's work?
Van Gogh.
Galvin.
I hate when I know the answer and I don't say it because I'm not sure and I don't want to sound stupid.
Oh yeah. Hey, listen, I said
Like,
Hawaii, man.
Yeah, you got to be fast.
Like
though, so-
Roosevelt, I knew it was Roosevelt, but I wasn't sure and I didn't want to sound stupid
Throw a guess
saying
out there.
Roosevelt.
It's so funny that you think that that's the time you're going to sound stupid.
yeah.
Yeah,
In my mind, I'm like,
I think you sound more stupid when you get 1.
yeah.
So I can do the average of 100 plus 10.
Right.
But it was trying to do it fast, and I couldn't visualize it and listen to you guys at the same time, and I couldn't get it,
But like, I'm like, World War II, I'm like, Roosevelt. No, I'm not sure. And I don't want to sound stupid by saying that. So I just don't say it.
Well, if you do like Galvin and you say it before the question's done,
That's a good idea.
you
yeah.
don't sound dumb because
As dumb.
Yeah.
because you're like, oh, I didn't hear the rest of the question.
But then the answer, damn it, I did know that.
Well, I did know it.
It's the speed. The speed. I don't like it.
Very fast. Oh, thank you.
Congratulations.
Listen, she said what country, and I said Jerusalem.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I just got to throw it out there.
Let me grab the winner. Good morning. Who is this?
My name is Christopher.
Hello, Christopher. How's your day going?
It is most excellent. I hope to be going to see AC/DC maybe.
No,
Oh.
probably not.
No.
But we do have other choices for you. I'm going to put you on hold. Carmen will tell you what that is, and you can pick your choice of prizes. That does not include AC/DC.
How does
Christopher,
Baby
please
Santa
hold.
sound?
By the way, we hope that you go see AC/DC
Yeah.
too. We're
Yeah.
not going to
Yeah.
get you there. Or
I
anything.
just got through saying I paid $800 for my AC/DC tickets, so that's crazy. Oh, I am also regretting it right now.
Oh,
Going-
you actually bought tickets?
Oh yeah. What do you think I got them?
No, you didn't
Oh.
finish. You didn't finish. You didn't actually say that you bought them. The price you were saying that they're expensive and stuff.
I got them. Yeah.
Yesterday, you
Yeah.
said you were not going.
Right,
Hmm.
and then I found out it was next week, and I was like, yeah, I kind of want to go
What day is it?
next Friday.
Oh.
That's
the
a
other thing, it's a
Friday.
Friday
AC/DC. Who's going, Pete? Or
Pete,
yeah.
that's it. I'm more excited though to tell you that I get to go to the screening of Mission Impossible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A week before it opens. I'm very excited about that, dude. And here's the other thing. That's at 7:30, and it's a 3-hour movie. I'm not going to be home till 11 o'clock.
Usually, when they do those screenings so far in advance, that means the studio is very they think
Concerned?
it's good. No, they're
Oh,
good.
it's good. Yeah.
They'll
They
put it
want
out,
everybody to know.
they'll put it out there because they want you to tell it's great.
Well, I'll tell the world.
Yeah, like when the screening happens like a day before, that means
Yeah.
the studio's worried about it. You know,
This is where there's an AI thing on the bottom of in a submarine at the bottom of the
Yeah.
ocean, and Ethan's got the key, and he's got the other key, and they got to go down there. The last one was really good.
Yeah,
I'm
they
looking
was,
forward
yeah.
to this one.
they'll want the reviews to get out to
Yeah.
help push it.
Well, I'm going Wednesday night. I'm very excited about it. So
You're not going to see the movie.
100%.
No way.
100%.
You will fall asleep. There's no way.
I'm taking a nap that day,
No
and I'll
way.
be
Yeah,
ready to go.
You're taking a nap that
Yeah.
day during the movie.
Yeah.
3-hour movie. And Mission Impossible, you got to pay attention to what's going
You
on.
have to. Yeah. I don't fall asleep in Mission Impossible.
I don't know.
I like to refer to
Yeah.
it as the cruise news.
Yeah.
I fell asleep during the Avengers.
Yeah.
Galvin, what do we have coming up in news?
Coming up in news today, Don't Call Me Darth, Solve the Squatters, and 3 Doors and 6 Feet Down.
Oh,
Oh, dude.
Oh,
That's
all right.
horrible.
Galvin's got your news. We'll do that next. Jason Light from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers is going to join us at 8:30, and Cody Tucker will join us in between there at 8 o'clock. It's the Mike Calta Show. News is next on 102.5 The Bone. 7:08 on the Mike Calta Show. This show has very little faith in me
Well,
to do certain things.
track record.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, wouldn't you say I'm pretty consistent?
Consistently
Yeah, not
wrong
doing stuff.
on what you say you're going to do, and then you don't do it. So it's not like we're these bad people that are saying
No.
bad
I
stuff
didn't
about
say you were bad. I
It's-
just said your opinion of me is quite low.
Oh,
Our
I would say
opinion
that.
of you is quite correct.
Low.
No, it's not a low opinion.
That's your fault that it's low because you have a low success rate of following through.
I prefer to say consistent.
I know you have good intentions and you genuinely
Thank you.
believe that you'll go through with that.
You're an optimistic liar.
But
Yes.
I know that the odds are very, very small.
Yeah.
And we're talking about Mike making it through the entire Mission Impossible movie without sleeping.
Yeah, not the 5K that we were talking about last week or
which
anything
is-
we talked about the
yeah,
week before
Exactly.
that.
I mean, look at the track record
yeah.
of things that you say you're going to do,
Right.
and then you don't do.
Like, I believe you're genuinely excited and want to watch the entire Mission
I
Impossible
do
movie.
so badly, yeah.
But then you said it's 3.5 hours long and it's 7:30.
2.5, 2 hours and 40
And we've been to movies with you before.
Right.
Well, I know, but a lot of times those were like after the show.
Yeah.
This,
Yeah,
after
we
the
were-
show, I'll take a nap.
You know, we all do the show with you, right?
Right,
You know that
right.
we're here.
Every time I've been to a movie with you, you've fallen asleep at some point, which
I
is
get very
fine.
comfortable.
Yeah, it's fine. It's not
The
you know.
worst part about it, Gio, is I don't fall asleep. I go to sleep. Like I actually say to myself, "All right, I'm shutting it down." For a
I got to
little bit."
tell you, you sleep, and I'm kind of used to, okay, Mike's asleep, whatever. But Joe fell asleep in the Kevin Costner Western
I did.
movie,
Oh, yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
And Joe sleeps like he might be dead.
Yeah,
Like
still very still.
It's very still, mouth open.
Uh,
Like it looks like I would imagine
Yeah.
a lot like, oh, Joe's
Joe's
dead.
dead.
You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's Weekend at Bernie's.
Yeah.
I appreciate you checking on me, Galvin.
I did, yeah. I put a mirror under his nose.
I want to watch that Kevin Costner Western movie again, but I feel like I need to sit on a block of ice while I'm doing it. Like
Yeah.
it's not a bad movie; it just was slow. It was slow.
I don't like movies that are just all build up.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that's what happens when you make an epic film.
Yeah, but I don't know. It's not. It just doesn't work for me.
Yeah.
Plus,
You
when
know,
you're trying to tell a story over multiple films,
right.
you feel like you could stretch it out more, which, like,
Well,
come on.
I wanted to be like, you did tell a story over multiple films. It was called Yellowstone.
Yeah.
We
Right.
got it. Let it keep going.
But also, then put it on Netflix and let me
Yeah.
binge watch it. Whatever. American Primeval was fantastic, And that was, I don't know, maybe eight episodes or something like that.
Yeah.
It was great.
Yeah.
And it was, you knew what you were going, not just a long movie that goes nowhere. And you go, well, wait until the next one. Guess what? I'm not seeing the next one.
I don't think anybody's seeing the next
Yeah,
one. Where is it?
And like Eminem said, you got one shot.
Yep.
Yeah, I
Where
think-
is the next one? They
I
even start making it yet?
I think they canceled all that.
Yeah, I think he put all his money into it. And he was like,
Yeah.
this is doing it, whatever. And, between making that and getting divorced, Kevin Costner needs to be working. He needs to do
Yeah.
some other stuff.
Ugh, poor guy. I love Kevin Costner.
I love Kevin Costner. Kevin Costner's fantastic. And he does a lot of great stuff. That was not one of them.
No, I'm with you. All right.
He, much like you, said he was going to do a great movie
Right.
and then let us down.
Then went to sleep in the middle of it. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to check in with Galvin. He has today's news.
And now, news with Galvin on the Mike Calta Show.
Bucks general manager Jason Light is going to join us at 8:30. We'll talk to our friend Cody Tucker at 8 o'clock, who is on Joe Rogan this week. Very good move for him and his new book. But right now, we check in with Galvin. He's got today's news. What's happening in the news?
Today's top story, black smoke was seen emanating from the chimney of the Sistine Chapel Thursday morning, signaling that no new pope has been elected. No pope.
No pope.
The smoke came after 2 rounds of voting among the Catholic cardinals on day 2. Each time the College of Cardinals votes on a new pope but does not elect one, the end
They
of the
kill
voting
one.
round
They kill one
is
cardinal.
signified with black smoke from the Sistine Chapel's chimney. The Cardinals will be able to vote 2 more times today before retiring until tomorrow.
Okay, so we could have a new pope today.
Could?
I feel like it's going to be an early pope.
I don't
Like, they're
think so.
You don't think so?
No,
Oh.
I think we get a pope like Monday.
I feel like they already know, but they were like, don't give it to him so quick.
Yeah.
Drag it out a little bit.
Catholicism is so foreign to me that I don't understand a lot of this.
What do you
And
know? What religion do you know?
I went to like a Southern Baptist, church for a while.
Right.
He
Yeah.
couldn't even think of the word church.
Christian, yeah.
You can tell.
But even that, I didn't really.
So what did you just get? One guy up front just screaming at everybody?
Pretty much. When I was a kid, my grandmother would take me to Catholic church, like mass, and
Right.
I was terrified by it
Why?
because the Jesus hanging on the dead cross.
He's
and
right there, all
Yeah,
bloody and everything.
it looks so real when
Some
you're
churches will bring you in, it'll just be a cross. And there sometimes there's not even anything on it. And some churches you go and there's like dripping blood.
Yeah, and there were rules, and
Yeah.
you can't do this, and it just freaked me out.
I was an altar boy.
Yeah.
Where I would assist during the mass and ring the bell and do all the other
that
stuff.
looks scary.
No, you want to talk about scary is that you're up there in front of your whole school, like your whole class is out there watching you because they're there on the weekends. And then you're up there for the first time and the priest, Father Garisto, goes over to the communion thing and they didn't restock the communion box and he starts cursing while you're upstage. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh God, he's cursing.
Yeah.
He's a priest.
They would instill fear. I feel like.
Oh yeah. Oh, it was so
But
much fear.
The Pope is such a big story. I feel like I should care about it, and I'm trying to get into
Well,
it.
it's not. It's kind of like when the
Right.
queen gets married, or when the
Yeah.
prince or whatever. It's like, yeah, we get it. It's a big deal somewhere, but not to you.
Yeah, it's weird. I know it's a big significant thing for a lot of people.
My oldest 2 brothers did their first communion, and then my brother Jeff, they went to church, and then by the time they were just like, "Hey, just be good, don't."
Did you get baptized?
Yes, I was baptized, but I didn't do any of my first communion. Didn't do any of that.
I
stuff.
didn't even baptize my kids.
Oh yeah,
That's how much I don't care about it anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
I'm pretty sure I was baptized. I think I was baptized.
I am Pete's son's godfather.
Yeah.
And because I don't go to church, it was such a big deal trying to get the church to allow me to be his. I was like, just tell me how much I got to write the check for. And that's what it came down to.
Boozer's godfather too.
No, that's
Yeah.
not
No,
true.
that's what Dom says all the time.
In only in spirit.
Oh,
not
okay.
in the Lord's eyes, Dom is a liar.
You have no legal obligation, or
Yeah. But my kids don't have godparents. I mean, Pete would be the godparents to my kids. So
Yeah.
that's basically how it goes.
I'm not.
I am
religious.
several kids' godfather. But I am,
Really?
yeah.
So what are your obligations as godfather?
I don't really. I guess I'm supposed to take care of them if their parents die.
Is that what it is?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Most of them have aged out though. We're good.
yeah.
Jake's 18. Braden's 18. I'm good.
Interesting.
70% of Americans say it is likely the U.S. will have a widespread outbreak of a new infectious disease in the next decade.
Woohoo!
You're excited about
Can't
it.
wait.
32% think infectious diseases like measles are more of a threat now than they were 50
Yeah,
years
because
ago.
you idiots keep stopping in vaccinations.
Yeah.
Huh?
Oh, the vaccination's making me autistic. Yeah, well, in the meantime, it's giving everybody measles, you jerk off.
Measles are back. That's
Right.
the thing.
Yeah, well, we have the cure. We have the vaccine, but idiots aren't taking it now.
What happened to monkeypox?
Well, monkeypox, buddy. Let me tell you about monkeypox.
Remember monkeypox? And then
Yeah.
they were like,
Mad cow disease,
hey, monkeypox. Everyone's getting monkeypox. And then they were like, just gay people are getting monkeypox.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
Wasn't that a thing?
I don't think
remember
so.
that. No.
Oh, yeah. I thought it was totally just like in the gay community, it was monkeypox.
I didn't. That's the first time I've heard of it.
Yeah.
I'm not saying you're
Am
wrong.
I making this up?
I
don't
feel like
know.
you are.
I don't hang out in that community. The monkeypox.
I heard it from you.
Oh. I just don't know. I'm not saying you're wrong.
I'm looking it up. I'm seeing what it says here. While anyone can contract monkeypox, the 2022 global outbreak disproportionately affected gay, bisexual.
And he's all over it.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm giving you the news.
Yeah.
All right.
Why are you trying to make it look like he's wrong, Gio?
I'm not saying you're wrong. I just said not heard that.
I remember reading
Uh-huh.
about that. Yeah.
I was not informed.
Transmission, the monkeypox spreads through close or intimate contact with an infected person's rash, scabs, bodily fluids,
Oh,
or other contaminated materials like bedding or clothing.
ugh.
Yeah, so there you go. I was right. I accept your apologies.
Thank
I
you.
didn't say you're wrong.
Yeah,
I said I hadn't
I
heard
was
that.
surprised by that.
Yes.
Yesterday, I don't know whether you guys heard about this or not, Smith Entertainment Group revealed the new name and permanent identity of Utah's NHL franchise because it was Utah Hockey Club.
Right.
And now, do you know?
I do know.
Utah Mammoth.
Yeah.
Not Utah Mammoths.
Oh, just mammoth?
Utah
The-
Mammoth.
The mammoth?
One mammoth.
Can I tell you what the thing is? Do you know what they're like? You know, we're like Be the Thunder.
Right.
You got Raise Up. Do you know what it is?
I
No.
don't.
It's difficult to pronounce. I mean, I don't know if this is their official one, but this is what I heard. It's going to be difficult for a group of people to yell this at the same time. Tusks Up.
Tusks up.
No.
Tusks Up.
No.
Tusks up.
Stop.
Yeah.
Stop.
Right.
I mean, come on.
More than 10,000 years ago, herds of mammoth claimed Utah as their home,
Tusks
and ever
up.
since, the mammoth has embodied strength, momentum, and earth-shaking presence qualities that are brought to life by the passion of Utah's hockey fans. So they,
I thought Kraken was stupid, and now I like it. So
Kraken's good.
Yeah, in the beginning I was like Kraken, but now I like it.
Yeah.
I
And,
like the logo of
yeah.
the mammoth.
Yeah, the
but
mammoth-
that just it should be mammoth.
It
I
looks
like-
very much like an XFL logo.
I like Utah Hockey Club.
I like
No,
to. I
that's-
did.
Yeah.
Just like
That's-
Washington football team.
Nah,
Yeah.
That's dumb too.
Yeah, I like those both,
Yeah.
but they changed them.
Those just seem like no frills. Like you go
I
down
mean,
there.
I'd rather that than mammoth.
Nah, you need a something to put on a jersey.
I mean, I guess I'm a Bucks fan. That's not really
Right.
great.
By
Yeah,
the way,
old gay winking pirate.
Buccaneer.
By
Would
the
you be
way,
a Buccaneer
the-
or a mammoth.
the Utah Mammoth name was chosen by fans during a 13-month process involving 4 rounds of fan voting of more than 850,000 votes. I'm very surprised that it's not Hockey McHockey Face because you know that they
Yeah.
always do that. Like somebody puts that in there and everyone's like, "Yeah, we're voting for that."
That would have been great.
Utah
Wednesday versus
Hockey-
the Rangers.
Yeah.
Hockey McHockey face.
Hockey McHockey Face. So yeah, Utah Mammoth.
Mammoth.
You got to have Wolfgang come out and do a song, right?
Sure.
Wolfgang
Oh.
Van Halen, his
This
band's Mammoth.
band, yeah.
100%.
Yeah,
Hey, can I sidetrack news for a second?
sidetrack it.
Have you seen the court drawings of Diddy in court?
Yeah.
No, not yet. Are they
you haven't-
fantastic?
You probably have and just didn't know that there was Diddy.
Oh, is it so
They're
bad?
so awful.
Yeah, it does not look like Diddy
It doesn't
at
look
all.
anything like Diddy. It's crazy.
I was reading why it's not being streamed online because I guess federal court cases
No
are
cameras.
not no cameras. Yeah. So,
but
we
I
won't-
mean, at least one photographer.
we don't know. I guess it's no electronic devices.
Well, he has
So-
a full head of gray hair. That
Yeah.
must be weird.
That's why they can't take any pictures. They can't.
Yeah.
No electronic devices.
But then they let a guy sit there with a bunch of charcoal pencils and
Yeah.
draw it all.
It's the only
That's
way.
weird.
But that's interesting because they have the court stenographer that has that thing that.
For the record, yeah.
But then they also have where they talk into the the mouthpiece that looks like Top Gun. Have you ever seen that?
Where it transcribes
Where it
everything.
transcribes
Yeah.
everything. Yeah, and they're just.
Yeah.
That's an interesting job, and they make good money.
Oh, yeah.
They make good money doing that.
I don't know how that works. The typewriter's not like a regular keyboard.
It's like shorthand. Have you ever seen anybody that can actually write shorthand?
Not
My mom
really.
could write shorthand.
Yeah.
You know, because she worked in like as a receptionist for a long time. She worked for Bell Telephone for a while, and then she was a receptionist and did this stuff. But she could write in shorthand. She could type like a mofo. It was crazy.
I would think though that job with AI is going to be gone soon because now you can just transcribe it digitally.
Yeah, absolutely.
They'll already transcribe YouTube videos and whatever you want.
Yeah,
you know?
your phone calls get transcribed.
Yeah. So why even need the stenographer?
But Monica used to do that.
The
For like
stenographer?
for like small cases and stuff. That used to be her like
small
second job.
cases. I see what you're saying.
Tiny little
She's
fingers.
so
little baby cases.
Dr. Judge Judy has a stenographer now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she didn't before. It was just her on stage, but now at Judy Justice, she's got the court stenographer and another girl up there.
Yeah.
It's like an
So
assistant.
she can go read that back to
She
me.
did. She
Yeah,
did. She goes,
I'm
go
sure.
back to what he said about that. And then they go right back to it and reread it. I love her though.
Ugh.
I hate her. I watch her like I watch the Masked Singer. I hate watch it, but I love when she's mean to people.
Mm.
It's when they deserve it.
Yeah.
When she's just being bitchy to be bitchy, it's just for ratings. But when somebody said, and she's like, if you look at me one more time, or if you stand up one more time, I'm gonna have you thrown. Oh, I just love when she gets violent.
I got to tell you, if I ever went on there, I would be so combative because it's all taken
Yeah,
care of and
too.
stuff and
Yeah.
everything. You'd be like, you're not going to do anything. What are you going to hold me in contempt? You can't do. You have zero power.
Yeah. This is a TV set.
It's
you
an empty
moron.
robe.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
Oh.
This guy may have figured it out. You know how they talk about it's 2025, but this guy's living in the year 3000.
Yeah.
And they're figuring stuff out. A man in Chicago discovered alleged squatters in his property. So what did he do? Everyone wants to go and yank these guys out of there or do something or get the cops, and the cops are like, hey, we can't do anything. This guy discovered alleged squatters in his property in Chicago. So he did what?
I know what I
Couldn't
would
get
do.
him to leave. Couldn't get him to leave.
I would rather burn the house down.
Burn the house down.
Yeah, I
All
would
right?
say, okay, we're all going to lose then. And I'm going
Okay.
to claim the insurance, but we got to fire.
Everybody's
Everybody's going.
No, he did not burn the house down. Any other guesses, Joe?
He threw them a party.
Threw him a party. No.
He let go a bunch of bees.
Bees.
Oh, that's a
good.
good one.
Yeah.
That's a
Carmen.
good idea.
I think
But,
Joe did that in here with the fruit fly.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
Yeah. No. He decided to move in with them.
Oh.
That's pretty
Hey,
smart.
guys.
Move in with them, and I don't know whether you guys know it or not, but at 3:00 in the morning, I like to listen to Slayer in
Yeah.
full volume.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I like to masturbate in the living room.
Walk around naked.
Yeah.
I
Hey,
like.
boss.
Just so you know, I sleepwalk and I have night terrors, and I like to fight in my sleep. So
And I pee like a sprinkler.
yeah, so that's a pretty good idea, though.
I know.
It's
but-
my property. I'm moving in. There's nothing they could say.
Right.
What could they do? They can't call the police and be like, "This guy moved into his own property."
Yeah.
You
I
know?
don't understand how the squatting thing works.
Yeah, that's insane.
That is just insane.
like if
It's-
someone takes over your dwelling, they now just can stay there.
Yeah, they need to figure out how to close that loophole.
yeah, and I will tell you, I'd rather go to jail for a little while than give up the house.
I mean, I'm going in night vision. I'm going in night vision, and I'm taking them out. You know what I mean? Like,
I would just imagine-
nobody's going to hear anything.
No, I mean, I would just grab Pete and two other guys and
Yeah.
some sticks, and we'd be like, all right, we're kicking these people
But
out.
then you're going to jail because these dumb squatter rights.
No, because
Yeah,
nobody
they
knows
won't say anything.
Yeah.
Nobody knows anything.
Or they
and,
can disappear.
yeah, but also they're not even going to be able to talk to the cops.
We're all going to go fishing.
I'm going in there and I'm doing stuff. I'm burning. I have a drill and I'm drilling into their kneecaps and stuff.
I mean, you're right on that. Like, I'm not even trying. That is the maniac that would come out in me
Yeah.
if somebody stole my house.
Right.
You guys would get caught in 10 minutes.
Yes. Probably.
But
And
so
go to
like,
jail.
Well,
What,
I-
Carmen?
You hold on real quick. You be the cops. Come and talk to me. Watch how good I am. Say, do I know anything about the thing?
Yeah. Do you know anything about this attack? We have 2 dead bodies in your apartment complex that you own.
I don't even. Mine?
Yeah. By the way, is that blood on your shirt, sir?
I didn't even. I was eating ketchup.
It
What were you
says
gonna say,
here
Carmen?
You're the owner.
well, so my question is okay. Like, I get squatters, right? That's BS. But what about like if someone if you think they're just intruders and you walk into your property and you shoot them and you were at fear for your life
Ooh.
because strangers
Yeah,
were in
that's
your
good.
house?
That's good, Carmen. That's
How
good.
do you?
That's why you don't have squatters in Florida.
Yeah.
Squat,
You do,
like
though.
when but you don't like if you don't you can get around it like but if you see all of these stories, these news stories about squatters and people just taking over things, you don't see that in Florida. It just doesn't happen.
Nope.
Yeah, like remember in Oregon where they just went in there and took over a town? That will never happen here. Every time a news story comes out like that, we watch it. I hear my wife watching it, and she'll be like, "Oh my god!" I'll go, "It doesn't happen in Florida. You
Yeah.
won't see that happening here."
Why? Why doesn't it happen in
Yeah,
Florida?
Because you get shot.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's right.
Yeah. So that was
You
pretty.
get shot, and you got guys like Grady Judd that are like, "Shoot him!
Yeah.
Try to take your car, shoot him."
I have a hot or not for you guys.
Oh, good.
A 39-year-old woman from Port St. Lucie, Florida, named Allison Swan, is facing battery charges for allegedly attacking her wife with a
Ugh.
fistful of nachos.
Ugh.
Remember that movie,
Yeah,
Fistful of Nachos?
fistful-
It happened at their home in Port St. Lucie on Saturday around 3 a.m. Allison was playing video games in the living room and saw her wife making nachos in the kitchen. The wife, who is 40, told police that Allison told her it was too late to eat and made the comment about her weight. So they started arguing.
Oh, get it. Fatty.
Then Allison grabbed a handful of the cheesy nachos and
Yes.
shoved them down the back of her wife's pants.
Oh.
As she was changing into new pants, she says Allison attacked her, pushed her against the wall, and slammed her head into the floor. She ended up with a knot on her forehead. She also said that Allison held her down and used her fingers to fish hook her by the cheeks, all while she was telling her that she was the one in charge.
Oh, I get.
At some point during all of this, the wife managed to call a friend. They called police, who showed up and arrested Allison for domestic battery. She tried to claim that her wife was just drunk and rolled around on the nachos after throwing them against the wall. But the parts of her story didn't line up. The cops said that they found the nacho cheese inside the victim's pants. She's not allowed to have any contact with her wife for now, but they live together. So police said that she could get her stuff. And they went in with her. It's not clear, but that might have also worked out and stuff. They may actually work together is the other thing. But both of them are registered nurses.
This is very similar to the fight my wife and I had the other night. I shoved a cold water bottle in the back of her pants and
Oh,
then held her hand so
yeah,
she couldn't take it out.
yeah.
And then she hit me with a box of taco shells.
Yep.
So there was a massive fight in my kitchen. Am I up first?
Yeah, she's 39 years old,
Yeah.
Port St. Lucie, married to a lady, and she put nachos down her pants.
Yeah,
Her
this
name's
is-
Allison Swan. Mike Calta, hot or not?
My new punk band, Nacho Dykes.
Yeah.
I say not hot.
You say not hot.
Not hot.
All right, Gio, what do you got?
Yeah, Port St. Lucie, nacho crotch, not hot.
Nacho, good looking. All right, Carmen, what do you think?
Yeah, if you're using nachos as a weapon, you are not hot.
Oh.
And you're
Yeah.
like, don't eat them, fatty.
Yeah.
So we have everybody saying not hot
No way.
for Nacho Allison. Take a look at your phones. Joe's got it on Bone TV. That is not hot. That is not
Oh,
hot. That is not.
No.
it's
For
not.
this
I
game.
believe
No
for the game.
way.
I believe her eyes are a
Yeah.
little sunken, but for the game, that's way better than I expected.
It's better than you thought, but,
But
it's
yeah.
still not hot.
No,
Listen, this is a mugshot. I bet she was kind of drunk and
Yeah.
stuff. I guarantee if you went to her Instagram, you'd be like, oh, yeah, she's hot.
I've made a ruling. Not hot.
yeah.
All right,
This is hot.
I agree with
I'll
Galvin.
take the win, but
Yeah, why are
I
you
think
fighting
that-
me on the win, Carmen?
Yeah.
You guys all said not hot.
Integrity.
Yeah.
Okay?
Oh.
Integrity.
Mm,
I'm going to say not hot. She looks like a crypt keeper.
Yeah. I
Not
don't
a
like
good
it.
look. A woman in England, by the way, we got to be careful because we say a lot of stuff about people with work and everything, and we may be making them some money. A woman in England sued her company after a coworker took an online personality test for her that was supposed to tell you which Star Wars character you were. The coworker announced to everyone, "She's Darth Vader." The woman quit, sued the company, and they just had to pay her nearly
No way.
$40,000.
I got fired
For
from a job
what?
one time, and the guy that I worked for told everybody that I decided to quit because I just realized I was gay, and that I went to the Tyrone Square Mall and was selling cell phones. That was my new job.
Hmm.
None of that was true. I've
Right.
never even been to the Tyrone Mall.
Yeah.
I'm not gay, and I didn't quit. I was fired,
Yeah.
and I couldn't sue anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not. I don't know. They just call that woman Darth Vader,
Yeah.
and she walked away with
Your
some pat.
personality, you're Darth Vader. She said, "Oh, that's terrible. I quit," and then sued the company and got $40,000.
Wow.
Yeah.
Maybe I should have quit.
Good luck.
Yeah.
Today is National Have a Coke Day.
Cocaine?
No, just
Oh.
regular Coca-Cola. When was the last time you had an actual Coke?
No, I can't even. I mean, I have had a Diet Coke, but I tried Pepsi Zero the other day for the first time.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't really drink soda, and I certainly haven't had a real Coke in a long time.
I
I think it would be so sweet I wouldn't be able to drink it.
Years ago, I remember I was talking to my brother Tim, and I said, when we get done with Pitbull Toddler and stuff, I drink a nice full can, full Coke, ice cold. He goes, you might as well eat 3 Big Macs.
Yeah.
He goes, that's so bad for you. And I was
Yeah.
like, really? And he's like, yeah. And I go, okay. So I'll have Diet Coke every once in a while, but yeah, not a full on Coke.
Yeah. I mean, not even so much for the health reasons. I just don't like soda. I've never liked it. Years and years ago, I started drinking Diet Coke and got used to that flavor and anything else. I
which
drink.
diet isn't even good for you either.
No, I don't even. But I don't even drink that a lot. I mean, occasionally I have a hard time drinking anything else with dinner. I don't mean at home dinner. Like if I'm at a restaurant,
Mhm.
like I tried to drink unsweet iced tea for a while,
Yeah.
and that doesn't really do it for me. I normally don't drink anything. Maybe a little bit of water.
Yeah. I drink water. I'll have Diet Coke every once in a while, but then also like the Crystal Light, the packs that you can put in the water. I'll do that. And I don't like to put if you put a whole pack in there, it's so much.
Yeah.
But and I don't know what's making it sweet in there. It's probably
That's the other thing.
thing
is
that makes Mike's
something else is
wine.
killing it. Yeah.
I
All
used
the
to be
different stuff.
addicted to Diet Coke
Oh
Really?
yeah.
to the point where I was drinking almost over a 2 liter a day.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah. Like,
I feel like Amanda drinks too many Diet Cokes.
yeah.
She's probably not too many, but she does. Like I feel like it's bad for you, and I feel like she's taking too many in.
For some reason, I was literally just addicted to it, and I would go through at minimum a 2 liter a day
Wow.
of Diet Coke, and then eventually I was like, I got to stop doing this, and
See,
then I just cut it off. I didn't touch another Diet Coke or any kind of soda for like years, and then every once in a while now I have like a can or
I've
something.
seen you take
Like
a Diet
that-
Coke.
Yeah,
That amount, yeah, not good. But if you are getting your water intake and if you have like one diet or 0 sugar to like, get a craving to like not drink alcohol or something else, that is still way better than drinking a regular one or having something with alcohol in it. You know what I mean? Like one a day is not going to kill you.
the Diet Coke is really bad. It's got aspartame in it, which is
yeah.
really
Right.
bad for you. Like
But
the
the
artificial sweeteners are not good.
But the amount that you would have to drink, like you would have to drink a 24 case a day
Oh,
to get.
I was drinking 1 to 2 liters a day, which
Right.
was insane.
And that's what I'm saying. It's all about the amount.
Yeah.
Kid that I used to work with who was fat. He was like really fat. And then he started working out, and he was one of those people that did everything full on. So he would work out, and he'd go like sometimes 2 or 3 times a day to the gym, and he'd be on the elliptic thing, machine, whatever. And he lost a ton of weight. But he told me, he goes, before I started doing all this, he goes, I would just sit in my house, play video games, drink 2 liters of Coke, whatever. And he goes, and I'd order food, all like pizzas all the time, and he goes, and I'd order like 2 or 3 pizzas at once,
Oh, wow.
cheesy bread and all that stuff.
I
Yeah.
never ate 2 pizzas at one time.
He was fat. Yeah.
That's what I was doing. I'd come home. I was working at radio. I'd come home and I would get a big giant cup filled with ice to the top and just filled up with Diet Coke, and I'd play video games, watch TV.
So at my fattest, I would leave when I worked at 98 Rock in the morning. I would leave there. I had no kids. Amanda would be working, and I'd go to Crystal's on the way home. I'd stop by Crystal's,
Yeah.
and I'd get the like 5-pack of little mini cheeseburgers,
Mhm.
but then also a corn dog because they had
Yeah,
corn dogs.
yeah.
Oh man, I was eating
Finished off with the
ridiculous-
corn dog.
Ridiculous.
I'd go through like a McDonald's drive-through, and I would just get the Diet Coke, like the giant 32
yeah,
ounce
no,
Diet
they
Coke.
got
Make it
that. They
nice.
got that addictive
Yeah.
McDonald's
And
Diet
like
Coke.
no food, just the drink.
Yeah.
Like
They
that's
make
where I
it-
would go to get a drink all the
They make
time.
it nice.
Yeah.
I told you my fattest was steak, egg, and cheese bagels,
Yeah,
man.
that was
I
the
would
best.
kill
Oh.
steak, egg, and cheese bagels. I get the meal with the high C orange, and then I get
Oh,
another.
so good.
Then I'd get another steak, egg, and cheese bagel and another hash brown, and just wail on those, and then take a nap
Yeah.
right afterwards.
Oh,
too.
yeah.
You had to take a
Oh, the
nap.
high C orange is so good.
No, can you imagine how great that was to go eat all those little burgers, a little corn dog, then drive home to Wesley Chapel? By the time I got home, it was time to take a nap, but nobody was home
Yeah.
till 5-6 o'clock.
You're falling asleep in the neighborhood like, as you're
yeah.
driving. Yeah.
I can't tell you how many times I would pull into the driveway watching something on my TV in the Hummer, and then just sit in my driveway until I fell asleep.
Yeah.
I mean that happened a lot.
Crazy.
When Curb Your Enthusiasm came out on DVD, we would just drive around watching Curb Your Enthusiasm.
3 Doors Down, they were out touring with Creed. They were going to do the big tour with Creed. and
Superman.
Doing all the different stuff. Yeah, Kryptonite.
Kryptonite.
Yeah, that's the song. 3 Doors Down singer Brad Arnold has stage 4 kidney cancer.
Oh my God.
That has now spread to his lungs.
Oh.
The band has now canceled their summer tour, which included select dates opening for Creed. Yeah, so
he's a nice guy.
he's super nice guy, and it's really sad. And he actually made the statement on social media, and he was like, got some bad news. He's very country and stuff, and he's like, but God has his plan. And this, I was like, oh man, stage 4 kidney cancer that spread to his lungs.
Would you, in 1998, make a deal with the devil? I'm going to make you a rock star. You're going to be one of the biggest bands. Then it's going to die off. Then you're going to come back again. And you know what? But at some point, we're going to take you early.
Probably not.
No.
What? You get to live 20 years as a rock star.
No.
And I think when you're young, you're like, oh, 50's old anyway.
Yeah.
Like, you don't look at it as 50's young.
Yeah,
now that
you're
you're
right.
in your 50s, you're like, I still have time. You know what I mean?
Well, it was Three Doors Down drummer is the one I've told the story before where he was painting houses and doing that, and he had to paint Matt Sorum's house. Matt Sorum, who played with Guns N' Roses, played with Velvet Revolver, is played with the Cult, the big time drummer. And he was like, hey, man, I know you, this, that. And he goes, how's it going? And he goes, not great. I'm painting your house. It's like, you're a drummer, I'm a drummer, but we're on different levels now.
I've seen Three Doors Down a couple times live. They're good. They put on a good show. I'm not a huge fan of their music, but it's
I
good.
was when it first came out.
That first
when
album
it first
was
came out,
good
it was
stuff.
good. Yeah.
They fell into the problem of it was such a big song that it got so overplayed that people were like, I'm tired of hearing it and stuff. But yeah,
they're good live.
They were huge, and they were just country boys, Mississippi that became super famous all of a sudden. And it was like, all right, I guess we're rock stars now.
Yep.
Pretty wild. We just talked about this yesterday about getting everything in order, making sure that you have a will and testament and all that stuff to make sure that your family or whoever is supposed to get your stuff gets your stuff. Liam Payne, the former One Direction singer who died last year after falling from a hotel balcony in Buenos Aires, left an estate worth 24.3 million pounds or $32.3 million, but had not written a will before his death.
Has no idea he's going to die young.
Yeah, wasn't
And
prepared for it.
And he didn't have any kids or anything like that. So who does it go to?
I think he did have a kid. So I think it goes to, his wife or girlfriend. I think it was a girlfriend is in charge of it now or something, or working on getting him in charge of it. And I think they have a kid together. I may be totally wrong.
You can squeeze one out, man. If you can capture one of those sperms, you're in good shape.
Yeah.
Because now that guy dies and you're worth $30 million.
He had one son.
Okay, yeah. So I think the mother of that son is involved somehow. So I don't know whether she gets it all or the son
kid
gets it all, whether she's, taking care of it or how that works. But yeah, you want to make sure you have all that
What
stuff.
a lotto, man.
Squared
that
away.
kid just won $30 million. He doesn't even have to wait until the father dies now because it's already happened.
Yeah. So follow up to Smokey Robinson with the rape accusations from his housekeeper. Yeah, his housekeepers. 4 of them said that he had raped them and the wife didn't do anything about it. Smokey says he is, quote, appalled by the sexual assault allegations against him, and his lawyers sent out a statement denying everything.
I can't. None of that makes sense to me. Not that, like, I feel like I have like 3 cleaning ladies that come here. I feel like if I was going to assault one, the other 2 would beat me up, and then my wife would be the first one to be beating me up. That's a weird situation. The wife didn't do anything about it, and then the cleaning ladies kept coming back and cleaning the house after.
But
Smokey's raping them.
Just because it seems like it wouldn't happen doesn't mean it couldn't happen.
I get it.
We'll see. Organizers of the Golden Globes on Wednesday said that the ceremony will introduce a Best Podcast category, beginning with the 83rd Golden Globes in 2026.
But what bothers me about that is how will they judge the best podcast? Like, out of all the podcasts out there,
They said it's the top 25 podcasts are eligible.
okay, so top 25. How is Joe Rogan not going to be the best podcast?
Well, I mean, there's a lot of stuff out there.
Yeah.
I know, but it's by far the
Right, it's
most
gonna be-
consistently number one podcast.
And it's going to go by how many listens.
I
I'm
would imagine,
assuming.
if I'm guessing off the bat, whatever, I'm going to imagine they, I don't know, have one with 3 actors, Smartless. Smartless is up there all the time and stuff, and they're actors, so Golden Globes.
Yeah,
good
that's what I'm
crossover
saying.
for
Is
'em.
that there's probably true crime podcasts out there that are just as popular, and they're not going to get the attention that they deserve.
There's a lot of NPR podcasts that are like huge,
Right.
that get, that are just daily news and stuff.
Well,
And I think those are going to be like in the running as well.
But it's also same way. How do they say what's the best male comedic actor? What's the best this, that, whatever for Golden Globes? It's from their peers, and their peers get to vote, and they do it that way. And it's not necessarily always the best one that
that's
wins.
true. Yeah.
So
It's a lot of times it's not.
Yeah, like I'm looking right now, the top 25. Rogan is there at the top. Then you got Theo Vaughn.
I was gonna say Theo's in there.
You've got Crime Junkie. NPR's The Daily. Good Hang with Amy Poehler. Tucker Carlson Show. Up First News with NPR.
Which is weird because Tucker Carlson's not even a podcast. It's just I got kicked off TV. So now it's a TV show.
Yeah,
but they just call it a podcast.
Yeah.
So that doesn't seem very fair.
I got to tell you, David Spade and Dana Carvey won an award for best podcast or whatever. And I love David Spade. Dana Carvey's kind of annoying.
No, he's
like
very
he's
annoying.
always trying to do bits and always trying to do imitations, and he's not that great. And he overtalks him so much. But they win, and it's like, yeah, but they're famous.
That's the thing, yeah.
They're famous. Like there's a lot of other podcasts that are much better than that and much funnier than that, but they're famous and they get a lot of eyes on it.
I am not a hater at all. I enjoy other radio shows. I talk about them all the time. I talk about how I love Orlando and Wild, and I listen to a lot of shows here on this station. And I'm not a hater, but I don't listen to any podcast.
Yeah,
any of them. Like I watch Joe Rogan's podcast, probably the most I've ever watched of a Joe Rogan podcast with Cody Tucker yesterday. That was the most I've ever watched. The other times are just when other people are talking about me.
I do listen to podcasts. I'll listen to Rogan, depending on the guest, and it all depends on the guest.
Sure.
A lot of stuff. I listen to Matt and Shane's secret podcast, Shane Gillis, just because Shane's super funny.
Right.
I will listen to Dateline, which is just the show that they have the audio of, whatever.
Dateline's number 6.
Yeah, Sword and Scale.
Yeah.
And
see, that stuff doesn't do it for me.
Serial's great, but Serial only comes out at certain times. It's not like a regular thing. They do an entire podcast about a certain subject, a certain murder or whatever.
I feel like those are the ones that are going to be getting Golden Globes.
Serial's great.
Yeah, the first
they
season,
should be. That's my whole point. Is they should be. Those are real podcasts.
The first season of Serial was amazing. It was really, really, and
Was that a nod?
That was a nod, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And it was so well done with the music and the sound and the way it's produced, and she's telling the
should
story.
Be a winner.
And it's like investigative reporting.
Mm-hmm.
It was, that was the first like episodic podcast that I was locked in as if I was binge watching a TV show. It was really, really good.
I would love when I never listened to any of them, but people would just send me emails or clips and say, "Hey, this podcast played your show." And it was all about murders and stuff because we've interviewed so
Sword
many people.
and Scale we were on for that John Chuck that
Chuck.
Was it John Chuck? Okay, yeah. John Chuck that threw his daughter off
the bridge.
Yeah, that's
we
so
think
crazy.
podcasts a lot of like comedians and stuff just sitting around talking to each other.
Right.
But there's a lot
that's exactly what I'm saying is that if you're going to give it to, you should give it to the real podcasts that are doing it.
Yeah, like a lot of these news podcasts are big as well,
Yeah, but a lot of them are just news
Celebrities.
on the radio, news on a podcast.
Right.
It's like listening to Tucker Carlson is watching him on Fox News, except now he's not on Fox News anymore.
Yeah.
So now he's got the number one podcast. It just doesn't seem very fair to the real podcasters.
Yeah,
Which I'm not, by the way. I'm not trying.
That's the thing is now the definition of real podcaster is anybody.
I know, that's pretty much it.
Anybody can be a pod.
Any format, anything.
If you can pull the audience, then you are a podcaster.
Joe Rogan talked about it again with Cody yesterday. He's mentioned it before, but really the pioneer of all of this is Tom Green.
Yeah.
Tom Green was the first person to say, "I can do this in my house."
Yeah.
I don't. And then the second one that Joe pointed out was Anthony Cumia, because Anthony, when he got that big deal at CBS, he bought this mansion and he was like, "What if we just put all this stuff down in my basement?" And he built the studio in his basement.
Yeah.
Smart moves.
By the way, there's another one, Crime Town. Have you ever listened to Crime Town?
I've not.
It's good. It's a lot like Serial.
Yeah, I know. I've heard a couple Sword and the Scale episodes.
Sword and Scale is good. Sword and Scale, you got to be ready for.
Yeah.
Because Sword and Scale has some very graphic stuff.
Yeah.
And it's like, wow, that's crazy. And it's also, the funny thing about Sword and Scale is they'll have like a reenactment, like a testimonial and stuff. They have actual testimonial, but then like if somebody's reading something or a phone call or whatever. And at one point I was like, I know that voice. I know who that is, whatever. And it was Owen Benjamin.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's
Then
interesting.
you'll find out, like Sword and Scale, they have like 30 people that worked on that podcast. To produce it. You know,
Yeah, you got to have a lot of people, I'm sure, because it's pretty good. Michael J. Fox is releasing a memoir about the time he was filming Back to the Future and Family Ties at the same time.
It's,
he was
it's a pretty interesting story how they had to like pick him up from
Right.
work.
Yeah.
And then he used to sleep in the car and all that. Yeah.
Yeah, so he's has a book coming out about all that stuff. That'll be an interesting read for sure. Modern Family star Ariel Winter, she left Hollywood in 2020
I used to love her.
after years of online bullying. She says, quote, grown people were writing articles about me saying how I look terrible or pregnant or like a fat slut. I was 14 years old.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy that
Yeah.
people are just like saying all this stuff and it's like, yeah, that's
It
a
was so
14-year-old
mean.
girl.
People are scumbags.
That's wild.
By the way, Fat Slut, great band.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I know we have some different guests coming up, so we got to, be out at a certain time. But this is something really interesting that we can discuss until we have to take a break.
Okay.
Mr. Beast has a new thing. You know how he's always doing these competitions where he's have people in a shopping center.
Yeah.
You
He's
have to
got
do
a
this
game
and then-
show. Doesn't he have a game show?
I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then he also does other stuff where he gives away money. I remember a long time ago seeing a thing where Mr. Beast wanted French bread, but he wanted it from France. And then he was going to pay somebody
Christ.
their ticket to fly to France, get a baguette, and bring it back to him, and he'd give him a certain amount of money. And people are like, no, I'm not doing it. And one guy was like, yeah, absolutely, I'll do it. And flew him to France, got a baguette, brought it back to him, and stuff, and he gave him however much money. Here's the thing, though. Mr. Beast is offering $1 million if you can eat $1,000 worth of McDonald's in 36 hours. Okay?
Oh,
So $1,000, but think about this. You have to eat $1,000 worth of McDonald's food at McDonald's prices, and you have 36 hours to eat that $1,000 worth of food. What are you getting? What are you buying?
I mean,
I eat a lot of hash browns.
Hash
Start
browns.
early in the morning.
Interesting. Hash browns
Cheap.
are like they're $3.
yeah, you
Hash
got to
browns
go.
are like $3, and so that's good for the small amount. It's a higher price
Right.
in doing that.
You got to go like double quarter pounders of cheese.
Double quarter pounder of cheese would
Add
be
bacon.
good. Yeah, because I think those are probably
That's probably the most expensive
$8 or
item
$9 or something. I don't know.
for
They're-
just a sandwich. Yeah.
yeah. So you got to eat a lot of those, but then you have to eat. Okay, let's just say that's $10. You're still gonna have to eat a bunch of those.
Oh yeah, that's.
You have 36 hours.
I don't
so
know if I
that's-
could do it. I got a tiny stomach though.
Right, that's a whole day and a half.
Yeah.
Also, think about all the sodium and stuff. Your hands swelling up and
It's
everything.
horrible for you.
But at the same time, like last time I drove through McDonald's, it was like $40 for like three
Well,
people.
I think Mike Calta 2006 could have done it.
yeah.
I mean, you have 36 hours to do it.
I think 2006, 2005, that area, I probably could have housed $1,000.
$1,000 worth.
in a day and a half.
The other thing is drinks. Thing about drinks, and I saw some guys that were talking about this, and they were breaking it down and stuff. And he pointed out that a small drink and a large drink are the same price. So if you got the small drink, I guess it's the same price. It's like
That can't be right.
let's look on the McDonald's menu and
that
see.
can't be right.
That's what he said. Let's see,
I
McDonald's.
mean, they may be very similar in price because you're paying for the cup. The drink itself is practically free, but they'll charge you for the cup. And I would imagine that they're charging you more for the
But-
big cup.
If they are similar and you get smalls and you fill
Yeah.
them up with ice, then you're taking
Yeah,
away.
you take less that you have to ingest.
Right.
Yep, that's smart.
Yeah, so if you do that, let's see, with prices, let's see what the different stuff. But yeah, that I mean, that's a lot. $1,000 worth of McDonald's food. You think, oh, I could easily do that.
I don't
in
think I could do
36
that
hours.
now. I definitely can do that now, but I think in my younger years, in my fatter days, believe it or not, there were fatter days. I think that I could do it.
I'm trying to find the drink prices
Yeah.
here.
No, I don't think so. $1,000. That's a lot.
Hash browns, like
Yeah,
we
but-
said, hash browns are $2.69 each.
I feel like I can go. I could start early. I could start at midnight, right?
Right.
You go over there and you get a couple of cheeseburgers or whatever you got, and then
Yeah, but you're only at like $15. You've got
Yeah,
1,000 to go.
yeah. But you also have a day and a half. So then you go back at breakfast time. You eat as much as you can for breakfast. You go crap, you go back for lunch, you go crap, you go back for dinner.
But even say on average you're eating $25 of food each time.
Yeah.
You're still like you'd have to be eating nonstop.
Yeah,
the most
I
expensive item.
don't think that I could do it.
I don't think it's possible.
I could do it, yeah.
Even like a Joey Chestnut or something, like one of these.
Yeah,
food.
one of those food people.
But yeah, I don't think it's possible.
Are you allowed to binge and purge? Can you make yourself puke?
I mean, it doesn't say.
I don't think it would even matter. Just time wise, I don't think you could get to it. $1,000.
Also, who wants to be throwing up all day?
Yeah, well.
And then eating more.
And then eating again.
Right.
Think of
But if you get $1 million,
Yeah.
But I think that sodium
Think
is
of
what is
Oh,
gonna.
you'd be so swollen.
Right.
think what you feel like after one meal
Right.
at McDonald's. Just
Yeah.
one.
You'd look like a parade float.
So you're $15 in, you feel like garbage,
Oh.
and you've got, $1,000 to go.
Mike Calta Show, good morning.
I love you guys. Hey, I don't sleep on the breakfast either. The steak, egg, and cheese bagel with double this, double that.
But how
Oh.
many can you eat, though?
It's
That's
so
the problem. I mean,
filling.
I'd love to do that, too, and it's pretty expensive, but how many can you eat?
Are you allowed to throw up in the bathroom?
Yeah, I think you could poop.
yeah.
Yeah,
I think there's nothing
No.
wrong with that. I mean, I don't think you can like swallow it and then spit it back out, but if
Right.
you ingest it and then, later on, I don't know.
Get rid of it. Mike Calta Show, though.
Hey, so just to break it down, about every 2 hours, you would have to eat about $56 worth of McDonald's.
That's a lot for 2
Yeah.
hours.
Every 2 hours?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm out. Thank you, sir. I'm out. Now, if you put that in donuts, I could probably do that.
Wait. Listen.
I've been
have you
having an
had
urge for donuts lately.
have you had duck donuts yet?
No,
Oh
I can't have any donuts.
my God. They make them as you order them.
Yeah.
They have like a little machine and there's like a conveyor belt that like takes it and then flips it and then it tosses it into a big bowl and then they take them over and they like, hand frost them for you with whatever you want. Oh my God.
Can I tell you what one of my favorite
So
things
good.
in the whole world to eat is a churro? And
Oh, yeah?
Whenever I go to Disney, I have to run past the churro machine
Yeah.
because I'll eat those churros. And then what do they have at Bert's 5K?
Yeah.
Just a whole big thing of churro. I was dying. I couldn't even stand near it.
Is that why you didn't run it?
Yeah. I was running for the churros.
By the way, speaking of the 5K, a guy came past me and he goes, "Hey, dude, Mr. Empanada's on Van Dyke. We got your empanadas." And I go, "Oh, okay." Because I said, "I go where?" And he goes, "We're right on Van Dyke." By the way, the extra small drink is $1, but for sizes small through large are $1.29. Yeah, so the small,
So small is $1, but I can get a large for
no,
$1.20.
extra small is $1, but then small through large is $1.29. Whether you buy a small drink or a large drink, it's $1.29.
$1.29.
Yeah. Yeah.
So get a small, fill
Plus
it up
tax.
with ice.
Plus tax. No, just keep on getting the get this. Yeah, sorry, Carmen, you're right. Get the small and just drink the small the whole time because that's $1.29 with tax.
That's smart.
Yeah.
That's smart. Mike Calta Show, good morning.
More simple math. We got 2 hash browns per minute for 36 hours straight. That would be awesome.
I think I could do that.
2 hash browns per minute.
Oh, maybe not per minute. No, I was
That's a
thinking
lot.
2 minutes.
About 100 per hour. So not exactly.
Oh my
but-
God.
You're right
You
For
know.
there.
a whole day.
You're right there.
I'm
Yeah.
thinking you'd have to eat 20 hash browns in 10 minutes. No,
that's not gonna work.
way.
That's not going to work.
No
Maybe
way.
like a
I'm
Joey
out.
Chestnut or somebody.
Yeah, one of
That's-
those guys.
Nah,
Yeah.
I don't think they could do it for 36 hours.
Yeah.
Mike Calta Show, low.
Yeah, I'm going to break it down easier. A quarter pounder of cheese is $9.59. You would eat 100 of them in 36
A
hours.
quarter
to get
pounder
to
is
the $1,000.
$9?
I think it's
Yeah.
somewhere around
Yeah,
there.
it's
That
about right.
can't be right.
That's totally
Yeah.
right.
$9 for a quarter pounder?
Yeah.
Yes, it's more expensive to eat
Yeah.
at McDonald's than it is to eat at like Chili's or Applebee's.
Oh my God.
That's why
We-
Chili's have been doing all those $9.99 specials.
Galvin, can you look that up?
Yeah, I'm looking at a quarter pounder with cheese. It's 520 calories. Let me see if I can see the price. Where is the price? Come on, I wish they had the price on here.
Let me just get my McDonald's app up here.
yeah, do that.
I mean, good morning, Bailey. Sometimes I got to wake her up. Bailey, are you there?
Yeah.
I'm here, Mike. I'm sorry you're feeling that way. Want to talk about what's going on?
Oh no.
Can you tell me how much a McDonald's quarter pounder with cheese is?
I have it right here.
Sure thing.
$6.39.
Bailey
Usually
sucks.
costs around $4 to $5, depending on your location. Prices can vary a bit, but that's the general range.
Okay, thank you.
This says quarter pounder with cheese is $6.39. But that may be before taxes. And then if you get a double, how much it would be. I don't know. So
That's expensive.
Chicken Big Mac, $6.
It was great. It was a great time.
Mike Calta Show, hello.
Hey, you should check out McDonald's New York prices. You'll be eating much less.
That's true. If you go, yeah, you're right. You'd be eating less and paying a lot more. That's true.
Let's see. Currently, double barbecue bacon quarter pounder with cheese is $9.49.
Talk to me.
Eat that. I couldn't eat that. That's too much. That's way too much.
Speaking my language.
Mike Calta Show, hello.
Hey guys, you got to fly to wherever McDonald's is outrageously expensive, to some resort or somewhere like that.
Yeah.
Before you could even possibly do this, but nobody's eating 2.5, quarter pounders with cheese per hour for 36 hours straight.
Or 30 hash browns a minute there, whatever it was. Thank you, sir.
So I don't know how expensive it is, but Galvin, you said when your brother and wife went to the Philippines, the food is tiny.
Yeah, you can try and do that.
So go that route.
I mean, there may be parameters. I don't know how this works, whatever.
Right.
But this says double quarter pounder with cheese, $8.67. Your double Big Mac is $8.
Yeah.
You can get that.
So the most expensive item at McDonald's in Florida is the triple cheddar and double beef burger.
Oh my God.
Which
I
don't
felt
think
my cholesterol go up.
Yeah, I don't think it's like a menu item. I think it's like a specialty item. But I said most expensive thing in Florida, McDonald's.
How much the McFlurry is going for?
Oh, but ice cream,
It
you want
never
all
works.
that dairy?
Never works anyway.
Nuggets would be a good idea. Chicken nuggets would be a good idea.
How many?
So the 4-pack is $3.
Okay, that's good. So if you get a 10-pack.
Well, no, but you want to buy the 4 because that's more expensive
Buy a
and
lot,
you're spending more money.
I concede, Mr. Beast. I cannot.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Even for $1 million.
All right, we got to take a break. We got Cody Tucker. Cody Tucker's our friend who's been on the show now for, I don't know, months? Has it been a year? Months?
At least
and
months.
he joins us every Thursday on the show and does what he does. What's wrong?
I just Googled how many chicken McNuggets for $1,000. 333,720.
Oh my God, 300,000.
Yeah. So with $1,000, you could buy a lot of chicken nuggets. Assuming a typical 40-piece pack costs $11.99, you could buy about 8,000 packs. Therefore, you could purchase 333,000 McNuggets.
No way. There's no way.
Pass. Mr. Beast is smart.
We'll take a break. When we come back, Cody Tucker will join us here right fresh off of his appearance on the Joe Rogan Show. And then your Tampa Bay Buccaneers general manager, Jason Light, joins us at 8:30. It's the Mike Calta Show. This is 102.5 The Bone. Our next guest, you know him from Instagram and his appearances on this show. And, of course, his own podcast, and the Cody Tucker Show. Now he is an author and was just hot off of his appearance on the Joe Rogan Show. I can't believe you actually came back on this show afterwards.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought we'd lose you for sure.
No way, man. I'm here to stay.
Give me the breakdown of how it went, because it seemed like it was a very last minute put together kind of thing for you guys, and you never mentioned it to us, so I'm wondering when you knew.
Oh, no. It got booked about a month ago.
Oh, you didn't even tell us. Why didn't you plug it? We could have plugged it for you.
Well, I always feel like things are going to fall apart at the last minute. And so if I said something, and I don't go, then I'll look like a big idiot.
Yeah.
As usual.
Like, there's no way he was going on Rogan. What a liar.
Yeah.
Exactly.
How excited were you when they reached out to you?
Yeah. And I was giddy like a little schoolgirl.
Yeah. But but you knew that they all followed you, so you knew that they were aware of who you were.
Yeah. And I've like messaged them before, like on Instagram. So
Right.
but I didn't expect that. I didn't expect to, that he'd want me to go on that show.
Cody,
No way.
it's interesting because there's something about you that is like there's a lot of people that do similar sort of things to what you do, where they talk about information and they put stuff out there, make videos. But there's something about you that is I don't even know if likable is the word, because you're very like I don't know. It's hard to explain. There's something that makes you want to hear more from you. You have that appeal, that it thing that people try to bottle and they can never get. So yeah, it works out. And the fact that you're so unassuming about it is even better.
Yeah, I don't know exactly what it is that you're talking about.
Yeah.
But,
it's that right there. It's that you're not an asshole. It seems like somebody that has that kind of audience and has that kind of popularity could easily be an asshole, and you're not. And I feel like you're not talking down to me. You're like two buddies where you're telling me, "Hey, did you know about this?" And I'm interested to what you have to say.
Yeah, well, because that's kind of how I try to be like in my normal life.
Right.
Like I like telling people cool stuff.
Yeah.
And hopefully they like it, and I don't know. I like it's I mean, it's stuff that anybody could find. So it's not, in a sense, I'm not doing anything special. Which I didn't think anybody would really care that much.
Yeah, well, I found it. So Cody was on Joe Rogan's podcast yesterday, and I will tell you that thankfully, Bert Kreischer and Bobby Kelly and several other people have mentioned us on that show, and those clips always get back to me, and I get little snippets of Joe Rogan. But I very rarely have sat there and listened to a whole episode. And when I found out you were on yesterday, I was just happening to go pick my kid up from school, which is a process, man. It takes me like an hour, and I got to listen to almost the whole podcast while I was there. And what I thought was great was that Joe must have felt the same way about you as we do, because he didn't treat you like just some guy they found on the internet. He's like, this is a guy that I already like. I know I like him already.
Yeah. I mean, that's how it kind of felt, which, I mean, he definitely made it very comfortable. I was pretty nervous.
Yeah.
Like really nervous. I popped a Klonopin ahead of time, Oh yeah, I was, which that kind of made me even more nervous. I was like, geez, what if I have a full meltdown here? And, but no, I mean, within like seconds, that dude just makes you so comfortable.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Because he also doesn't act like he's better than you. He just wants to talk to you. He wants to have a good conversation.
Exactly. Like yeah, you kind of lose the whole like, oh my God, that's Joe Rogan within like seconds. And you're just talking, and that 3 hours just flies by.
I can't believe it was that long. That's great.
Yeah, I didn't realize it either until we were like wrapping up. I was like, yeah, this is already, it's over.
Yeah.
Which is great too, because you don't want to be an hour and out and then be like, oh, I failed.
Yeah. No, it was such a good time.
Good, man. Well, what happened?
Yeah, Austin sucks, but
did it really? They all seem to like it.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, well, because they're coming from like LA and New York, where it's even worse.
Yeah,
like it's just I don't like what's going on down there. A lot of their homeless are different than the homeless I'm used to, and I can't be dealing with that.
I heard you made a couple of references to not wanting to do things on that show, which makes me laugh because we always talk about that on this show. You're like, I'm not doing that. I'm gonna like they brought up the 5K that just happened this weekend, which I did not end up running. I went there, but I did not run or walk it or did nothing. I completely chickened out of the whole thing.
Jesus.
Let me explain it to you.
Okay.
It was inside of Raymond James Stadium where the Buccaneers play football, and it went up. You had to go up the ramps to go up there, and then go down the ramps, then go up the ramps again. I was like, I'm not doing that.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
Nobody told me anything about inclines.
The rest of us did it, but no big deal.
Yeah, no, screw that. I would have been right there with you.
I got a medal.
I've been having a snack and
stolen valor.
Stolen valor. Yeah.
Stolen valor.
That is stolen. My God, this is
it's my third medal.
You should be ashamed of yourself.
I am a little bit. All right, what do you got for us this week?
All right, so during World War II, pilots were often shot down over the ocean, where if they survived being shot down, they'd often fall prey to shark attacks. The U.S. military began a research project to try to prevent these shark attacks from happening by creating a shark repellent. A young assistant developed a sort of cake made from copper acetate and black dye that would release a dead shark odor into the ocean and repel sharks. And somehow it actually worked. That young assistant would later become famous for making cakes and other foods on television for millions of Americans to see. Her name was Julia Child.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wait, no, what was the actual repellent?
It was it was a mixture of things, but mostly copper acetate and then like a black dye. So I guess whenever it hit the water, it whatever you call it,
dissipates
and releases the odor of a dead shark, which sharks I guess are repelled by. So
Oh,
she
that's
saved
pretty awesome.
countless lives.
Julia
buddy.
Child pulling people out. Okay.
Yes,
All
Julia
right.
Child.
All right. What else we got?
All right, so as air travel became more popular in Europe in the 1920s, especially between England and France across, the English Channel, the French and British pilots needed a word to let them know a pilot was in danger. That word needed to be understood by both French and English-speaking pilots. So they took the French phrase meaning "come and help me," which is "venez m'aider," and shortened it to Mayday.
Oh, there you go. I always wonder where these word origins, where things come from.
Yep. I know it's always very interesting. Like, yeah.
There's been so many that I've learned from you, and then it spawns off to me looking into other stuff. And now Cody Tucker, who does this for us on the show on Thursday and does it on Instagram and his YouTube show, has a book. Do you have a copy of the book there?
I got like a.
You should always have one. Always have one when you're on camera.
Yeah,
to hold up.
no, it's yeah.
There
I got
it is.
One. It's like the
What's it called?
And Now You Know.
And Now You Know from Cody Tucker, which is available at CodyTucker.com. You can go get it. I know that our listeners, several people have already tagged me in photos that they've already received their copies.
Yeah. I know. I've gotten a few too. It's pretty wild. Have y'all gotten y'all's? I'm sending y'all like a couple.
We have not gotten them yet.
Jesus.
Yeah, listen. It's a postal service.
I mean, they're sending here, so there might be a pile out
No.
there.
I've been pretty good about going through the mail.
There's usually a bunch of boxes out front.
Yeah, I get a lot of crap a lot of times because I just let Amazon boxes pile up in front of my house. Christmas gifts that I open sometime in about March or so. It just takes me a little while. Yeah, but I have not. But I'll
Gio
take
just
a
got
double
his
look.
birthday present from February.
Well, I had it though. I just forgot about it.
Yeah.
All right.
That's
Well,
all
Cody,
that matters.
congratulations on the book and congratulations on the great appearance on Joe Rogan. Now, have you already seen an uptick in your clicks and all that stuff just from the appearance so far?
Yeah, I'd say a pretty decent amount.
Yeah.
I mean, I tried not to plug much at all. Actually, the opposite. Pretty much told people, they don't need to bother.
You
So, I don't know.
you literally told people to not listen to your podcast,
and I stand by that. It's not for everyone.
What do you got? I saw a much hotter porn star on this weekend.
Yeah, that was the one that we were talking about. Hey, by the way, did you see my girl Alexis Fox at the 5K?
Oh,
that's who it was.
Big bombs.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's right.
We could not figure out what was going on with her.
We all assumed.
We knew she was a porn star of some, but she was she looked very average except for them giant buoys she had on her chest.
Yeah, it's oh my god.
Yeah,
but yeah, she was there, so I figured, since she said that she was ugly and whatnot, if you had to eat words. But
I don't think she was ugly. She just wasn't the hottest I've ever seen.
That's
but
fair.
she did have two giant, massive breasts.
I mean, she stuck out for sure. You recognize her right away.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. But no, the one coming up is actually not a porn star at all. It's Paul DeGelder, who he has a show on Shark Week the past couple of years. He was attacked by a shark, had his arm and leg bitten off by a shark.
He should have had his Julia Child shark repellent going.
Should have.
Yeah.
Doesn't sound hot.
Not hot. Not hot. Yeah.
No. This is much different vibe.
All right. Well, good. And congratulations again, Cody. And if you want to get Cody Tucker's book, you can go to CodyTucker.com. I promise you, I'm not. I would, Cody. I hope you take this the right way, and I think that you would, knowing you a little bit. That seems like the greatest book to crap with.
Oh, that's the whole point.
Yeah.
I actually researched about how long it takes the average person to poop, and I try to make the stories that long.
Perfect.
So,
hey, and listen, sometimes you walk out of the bathroom learning something, you're like, I just killed two birds with one stone.
Yes, exactly. That was the point. To try to kill two stones with one bird.
Yeah.
So, yep.
Cody, what are you doing July 18th?
Oh my God, I don't know what I'm doing tomorrow. How would I know? Well, July, it's hot, so I'll probably be inside with ice all over me.
Would you come down here if we had a good event going on?
Probably not. I mean, I don't know what the event is.
You've said it all, Cody. You've said
unless
it
it's
all.
like a Beatles reunion or something.
The
but,
Beatles will not be there, I can assure you.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is it?
We'll talk about it when it gets closer.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
He's not.
Thank you,
There's no
Cody.
way.
See you, brother. We'll
No
talk to you next
problem.
week.
See ya.
There you
Later,
go.
guys.
There you go. There's Cody Tucker. Oh, he's funny.
and I can tell you, Alexis Fox is not who we are thinking of.
Oh, really?
It was a different girl. Yeah. If you go, because I'm looking at the pictures, and she had like bears on her shorts, not the one that we're.
Oh,
all
you saw
thinking of.
the one we're talking about?
I know the one that we are thinking
she was
about.
there also. So
But-
she was there also.
Yes,
Gotcha.
but Alexis Fox was also there, but it's not the one that we have been talking
Right.
about.
I'm not surprised there were multiple porn stars there.
Yeah.
No, I mean, remember, I saw there were a lot of porn stars at Bert's movie premiere.
Yeah.
So, out
Yeah.
there. So yeah, they like to talk to those girls. Oh man, Cody makes me laugh. I'm trying to think of something Cody would be fun to take to. You know what I mean? Like, I
20th
bet
anniversary of Jurassic Park or something.
maybe
Yeah.
something along those lines. I don't know.
He seems pretty content just being in his world.
Yeah, because you ask him and he doesn't go. He goes. Oh.
Right away, shuts it down.
What are you wearing? You wearing cologne or something today?
No.
Because the flies seem to be attracted to you. I'm just watching Gio, and he just keeps flapping his hands around.
Yeah, something's going on over here.
All right. We got to take a break again because we got to make room for Bucks general manager Jason Light, who is going to join us live from One Buck Place when we come back. We'll do that next. It's the Mike Calta Show. This is 102.5 The Bone. Oh, yes. It's the Mike Calta Show. It's 102.5 The Bone. And joining us live right now is the Tampa Bay Buccaneer general manager Jason Light. How are you, sir? Very appreciative that you got up early and came on the show today. Thank you.
Yeah, well, I didn't get up early.
Well, are you one of those guys that gets up at the crack of dawn every day?
Oh, no, I'm not Todd. I don't get into the office at 3.
First of all, congratulations on what everybody is calling a great draft, giving us an A. And you're one of those guys that's so super humble. I remember I ran into you right after you kept the Super Bowl team together, and I was like, hey, thanks, congrats. And you're like, oh, it's not me. I got a whole team behind you. You never take all the credit for all that stuff.
Well, it's the truth. I mean, I'll take credit for one thing. I've hired amazing people. So.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, you had a great draft, and I think we were, everybody was so interested in obviously for our team, but the rest of the league, and we all sat there and watched. If you can give me some insight from a general manager's point of view on what you thought was happening with the Shedeur Sanders situation, do you meet? I mean, we had no interest in him, so do you meet with him?
We weren't in the market for a quarterback in this year's draft, so we watch and evaluate all players, but we didn't meet with Shedeur this year.
Yeah.
So it's he's a heck of a player, and I think everything works out for a reason. But I think he's got a chance to be a successful quarterback.
Yeah, I'm not taking anything away from him, but as we all sat there and watched him drop and watch it go, I couldn't decide whether it was because of his cocky attitude with the whole legendary thing and how you wouldn't want that virus around, or the fact that you also have to take Dion with you wherever you go, and what a pain in the ass that would be.
Contrary to popular belief, Dion runs a really good program, and he's an old school coach, and he wants his kids to thrive and be successful, and do it on their own. And he's done like all fathers have done, is do whatever they can. He happens to be their head coach while he was at Colorado, but I got a lot of respect for him. That wouldn't be an issue for us at I would in our situation, but I can't really answer. I'm just being honest with you. I can't really answer why he slid the way he did, or if it was a slide, because we never really talked to him. But all of our scouts that had some kind of contact with him throughout the year had nothing but positive things.
Yeah, well, it's just an interesting thing to me. I'm a casual fan. I don't always get the X's and O's like everybody else, but I got really glued to the situation because it became bigger than the entire draft itself. So I was just curious from a general manager's point of view. But for the Buccaneers, we seem to have done very well. We got a wide receiver, we got a cornerback, and we got a guy that's already. Look at you see what kind of guy Baker is. That he already had the guy here, already took him and his family out for lunch, already being that leader and making that connection. That's got to make you feel great.
Oh yeah, for sure. We're really, really excited about the entire draft. Now, who knows how it works out, but right now it's always whenever we feel really good on Saturday night and Sunday, like feel really, really good. Now, if I don't feel good after draft, I'm not going to tell you that. But whenever we feel really good, and it lingers for up, still right now the same feeling. We usually have overall it's a successful draft. So there have been some where it didn't fall the way you wanted it to or whatever, but this one we're excited about all our picks. But just with the first round pick with Mecca, he just checked all the boxes. He's a hell of a player, but he's also just, an unbelievable person. And it's going to be seamless transition for him in terms of just into the locker room. He's going to garner respect right away, but he also wants to earn it. So,
well, he has no choice. He has no choice coming in there when he's got Mike Evans and Chris Godwin and some of the other guys. Those are. It's not like you're just going to go in there and become a superstar. You're fighting against the best of the best.
Oh, absolutely, and I don't think he wants to earn every bit of it.
Yeah.
So, and he's used to being around a lot of superstar players, especially at that position.
Yeah, Ohio State, their receiver room is stacked, so he's no stranger to competition.
No, and they've had great players throughout their history there, and it's stacked now. And the fact that he's the all-time leading receiver there, does a lot. So, and he wanted to stay because he wanted to help out the young kid and the young guys that they have. But they have a budding superstar there, and maybe top pick in the draft at some point. But he wanted to help. He wanted to stay with him and help him because he has a lot of pride in that room and the history of that room.
What about Morrison? He is a great player, but he was hurt. So when you, I know you guys met with him. I know the doctors look at him and he looked good, but you definitely see him coming back to playing full strength.
We had positive reports about where he was. He worked out very well a couple weeks before the draft, and we felt very confident. Now every player, doesn't matter who it is, what their injury history is. Every player, there's a little bit of a risk with everybody. So there's no such thing as the perfect 10. And when you do think you have a perfect 10, sometimes it bites you in the ass at the end. So, but in this case, we felt very confident. We're going to do it the right way. Now, he may be ready to go this weekend. He may not. We may hold him out a little bit, get him ready for training camp, just to rest it or just to make sure we're not overdoing it but he is 100% right now. So
can you believe training camp? We're here again and here we go already. It flies by.
I don't want to think about it yet because I got a little family vacation coming up. I want to at least exhale a little bit.
Can you say where you're going, what you're doing? And I'm just curious because I would imagine your wife's like, all right, you get that draft and then we're going away and we're forgetting football for a couple of days.
So my wife, Blair, she's amazing. She, among many other things, she always plans a little trip, and it's very important. She thought with this career that I'm in, for us the whole family to be together for a chunk of time in the summer, and that's when we kind of reintroduce ourselves on a full-time basis. Because of crazy lifestyle. But we're going we did South America last summer, Machu Picchu, and we did Galapagos Islands, and then this summer we're going to Greece. So,
have you been before?
We did on our honeymoon.
Yeah, it's the most beautiful place I've ever been to.
Oh my gosh, yeah. So excited about it.
Good for you. I hope you enjoy the time. Can I ask you a dumb question? I recently watched the Kevin Costner movie Draft Day, and Moneyball is one of my favorite movies to watch. Is there a lot of back and forth between the general managers on a day? Is it as quick with the phone calls and the hanging up in middle conversations and the whole deal like that, or is that a lot of Hollywood BS?
It can get like that in small doses.
Yeah,
it's not quite the same, but it can be. I love those movies too.
Yeah.
I love them both. And there's some aspects to Moneyball that are similar too.
Yeah.
It's like there are times during our games I wish we had a gym in the stadium that I could just go down.
Have you ever traded for a Pepsi machine? Has that ever?
No, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Maybe it would be like a beer cooler.
There you go. Nice.
Can I tell you about an incident you and I did have on the field that I'm sure you're completely unaware of, but it is one of the pivotal point in my life. You and I met for the first time at Meat Market one night. You were there with the Miggs and the Barlows, and I happened to be eating there, and I was going to the bathroom. We ran into each other, and they said, "Do you know Jason?" And we shook hands, and we met, and you were very cordial and super nice. The following weekend, I see you at the Bucks game, and I'm on the sidelines before the game with my son, and I see you, and you look at me, and I wave at you, and you kind of look, and I walk over, and I go, hey, and you were like, hey, and I go, hey, I met you there. You were like, yeah, whatever. Like, I was talking to the guy behind you. I mean, I'm telling you right now, my ego was crushed so hard. I got in there and I said, Jason Light has taken over. He has crushed my ego harder than any girl has ever in my entire life.
I'm so sorry.
Listen to me. There's nothing to be sorry about. It was a game day, and we're on the sideline of the field. I get it. It was just so funny. In your life, you can point to certain moments that is definitely a key moment in my
Wasn't
life.
he waving to the guy behind you?
I don't know. You were not waving to me, and I found out the hard way, which is I did not make the impression that I thought that I made on you.
Well, hey, Mike, you got to keep in mind. So on game day, we typically have every week we have different guests coming into town, different friends, relatives, friends of relatives, that want tickets and want sideline passes, and so I have to make a point to go and at least say hi to them. So sometimes I don't. Sometimes I forget to say hi to my own family, and I probably was waving, and because I promise you it won't happen again.
No. Listen to me. I get it. If anything, I mean, here you are, the general manager on game day on the sidelines. I get it. But in addition to crushing me, my son looked at me and he went, oof. It's something that at least we could laugh about. All right, there's a couple of things that are going on. I don't know. Carmen, who works on our show, her boyfriend Chad is the coach at Chamberlain High School, and you guys have the Buccaneers National Coaching Academy that's going on right now, correct?
Yeah, it's unbelievable. Yeah.
And who gets to be a part of that? How do you get it? How do you get involved in that?
Well, there's an application process that already starts for next year here coming up soon, and I think you can find it all on our website, that information. But thousands of applicants, and they get kind of weeded down to 25, and so right now we have 25 coaches from high school, college, all different levels, international here, and Darcy Kasowitz Blazer, one of our owners, her team has an amazing agenda for them during the week. They were with Gruden yesterday. Bruce has talked to them. Todd and I, it's amazing. And then they are in the meeting rooms and then coaching on the field too. So
that's
it's
great.
a great experience for them. Yeah.
What a great opportunity. Yeah, Carmen.
I will say Chad did apply, so fingers crossed. Look for the name Chad Wood, please.
Please. Are you kidding me? He couldn't even remember me 2 days after he met me. He's not going to remember Chad's name.
Well, the other thing is, yeah, thank you. Chad Wood, and he did win Coach of the Week, week 2 for the Bucks.
He did. That was pretty good.
Yeah, you guys pick a high school coach. People vote on it, and he was Coach of the Week for week 2 of last season. So.
Yeah, I think it's great that you guys do this because these guys are doing it for the love of the game and for the love of these kids, especially guys like Chad who are doing it in a program with no money in the school. So that's awesome. Then the other thing you do, and this is something that this is more up my alley. This is Dinner with the Buccaneer, which is happening on Tuesday, May 13th at Ava. It's hosted by the Bruce Arians Family Foundation, and I would imagine you'll probably be at that if you can. And Baker's supposed to be there, Evans, all the major players. You can get information on that at AriansFamilyFoundation.com. That's another great thing is how much this organization does for this community. A lot of people talk about it, but the Glazers are really here, and the players are really here, and they're really. I mean, we've had Baker on a couple of times to talk about what his foundation does. We've had Evan on mostly to talk about their charities and their foundations. This is really, we're fortunate to have these people in the community.
And they all do it without expecting fanfare. They don't, you find out things that these people do. Like I was just reading about Baker and Emily with their latest thing, the walk-on scholarship program that they have, but that's just one of many things that they do. And the same with Bruce. He's not expecting a lot of fanfare. He and his wife Chris, this dinner next week is for their foundation and helping kids and court-appointed kids, with adoption and foster kids and things like that. It's going to be an amazing event, like it always is.
Yeah, good. Well, I got to tell you, we're going to check it out. We may end up showing up to that one. I know you're busy. I don't want to keep you all day. I appreciate you carving out time for us to be on the show.
I got one question.
Yeah.
Yeah, far away. You caught me at a good time.
Oh, good.
Jason, when Grizzard leaves to become a head coach at the end of the season, do you have somebody else already in mind? And a follow-up, do you get pissed that Baker seems to be running off your OCs to become head coaches?
That has become a problem lately. We're super excited about Grizz. There's nothing we can do about it. I guess it's a testament to the players that we have and our staffs for helping us put a great team together. I'll tell you this. Todd is runs the interview process and hires ultimately hires who he wants as the offensive coordinator. Now he's asked me to help him be another voice, be another set of eyes and ears in the process. And the last 2 years, I always just want to get away for a weekend with my wife, and I promise her that, and then we can't because I'm sorry, we're doing another coaching interview thing. So it's this year. I hope we get to keep him for at least 2 years.
Yeah,
you got to keep a list in your drawer. I can imagine for the next hire.
We do, and then a lot of those guys end up getting jobs themselves. So it's a process, that's for sure.
Well, we will wish Grizzard best on his future endeavors when he goes on to be head coach.
At least if he leaves after this too, I got to tell you, we wish the other guy the best of luck with Jacksonville and all that. But when he rolls out there and he dropped that Duval thing, you're like, oh, good, way to make yourself corny right out of the gate.
We don't talk about that.
Yeah. All right, listen, I'm looking forward to a great season. And no, I know that you probably won't, but if you need us for anything, we're here. We're huge fans. And we'll be out there at the games. We do a big tailgate before the game. And if you need anything, we're always here for you, sir.
I'll have to join you. I've been telling Nelson for years I want to get on your show. He hasn't let me. So this is
awesome.
Oh.
Stop that nonsense. Listen, I love to talk, and no one. I mean, I watched you on McAfee. No one loves a guest who's more honest and speaks his mind and talks to you like a normal dude instead of just talking in phrases. You calling people douchebags and assholes was one of the funniest things I've ever heard. But that's great.
Oh, man, I didn't know we could say that on your show.
It
would have been a whole different interview.
Well, hopefully we could do it again.
All right, let's do it.
And I'll should I bother saying hi to you if I see you again in public?
Please do.
Not you.
I'm gonna walk up. I'm gonna hug you and kiss you on the cheek next time.
Hey,
Jason,
we're at that point now.
Yeah, good. Glad. Thank you, Jason. Pleasure to have you on.
See you, Mike.
Have a great day. There you go. There's Jason Light, your Tampa Bay Buccaneers. What a nice guy.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
I said to Gio before the interview, I want to bring up the thing about him blowing me off, but I don't want him to think I'm like trying to be a dick about it.
Right,
It was one of the funniest moments.
Yeah.
Him doing it and him unintentionally doing it, and then my son giving me the oof afterwards made it even worse.
Yeah.
That's the best.
The absolute best.
I think that's the greatest story, that he was waving to somebody else and you thought he was waving to you.
Well, we made eye contact and we had just seen each other a couple of days before, and it was
But
so
it's
funny.
funny because that's the perfect definition of there's levels. There's levels.
Yeah. Your occasional guy.
Yeah.
We're on the field right now.
On game day, I mean, like you said,
that's what I said.
a million things are going on.
And he was with some like important looking people, you know.
Yeah.
And
This is
we've
so
all
funny.
had that stomach drop before,
Yeah.
where it's just like embarrassment, but on the inside because no one else is really watching, but you know it happened, and you just have that internal like, oh my god, I can't believe I just did that.
Yeah, it was so funny.
Excuse me, local radio guy. I was waving to Jason Momoa, who was standing behind you. You know.
No, but
trust me.
he seems pretty cool.
He was great.
Like
He
I was saying,
great.
I don't know if I mentioned this off air on, that like currently the entire Buccaneer roster is all guys we've drafted.
All guys we've drafted outside of Baker,
Yeah.
which was also, I mean, what makes you look at Baker Mayfield and think that this guy's got another shot? You know, that this guy has a chance. It takes somebody to say, hey, look, we put him in the right system. He's
Right.
going to be the guy.
To be able to land somebody after Tom Brady, that's got to be huge. You don't know how it's going to go. And, I would say Baker's now like a top 5 guy.
Everybody's saying that. What's his name? Tyreek Hill was just saying that again the other day about Baker being a top 5
Didn't
guy.
name his own quarterback.
Right.
Named Baker, though.
But you look at the numbers, and he's right there with all the top guys in the league, which,
And
is great.
then this kid, this Emeka kid's going to fit in the system great. And, especially if you don't have a healthy Godwin, now we got another guy back there.
I think, and I almost brought up, I think Jason knows that this is Evans' last year.
I think so. I think Evans knows.
'Cause
And if not, it's pretty close.
It's the end of his contract.
Yeah.
If he gets 1,000 yards this year, he will break Jerry Rice's record. Which, I mean,
he will.
Even if he doesn't, he's automatically a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
And how about this? How often do you see a guy with one team?
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's really rare nowadays.
Yeah. And Evans was Jason Light's first draft pick. That was the first year he was with the Bucs. He drafted Mike Evans in
that's wild.
the first round. So to see it a whole career in one town, but I think that's why a lot of people were shocked that the Bucs went wide receiver because our offense was so good last year, and everybody thought they're obviously going to go defense. But last year when Evans and Galvin got hurt, like we lost all 4 of those games.
Yeah.
Evans was out. So it's like you got to start looking towards the future and having depth there.
I'm glad you brought up Grizz too, because that is that's good. That's funny, but it's going to be a thing now. You're right. I mean, you got another great offensive coordinator, and everybody's going to start looking to steal him halfway through the season.
The good thing is this guy was actually on the staff last year,
right?
So they get to kind of stay in the same system for the first time in however
and
many
Baker
years.
knows him, and Baker works well with him. So
yeah. I think it's going to be good.
All right, there you go. Jason Light from your Tampa Bay Buccaneers. How'd that go on video, Joe? Did everything go good?
Very well, yeah.
Okay, good.
Joe just woke up.
I like doing the videos to get to look at the guys. It's kind of when you're interviewing somebody. I hate doing phone interviews because I could be talking to a guy and he could be bored off his mind and I wouldn't know, but at least I could tell by the face which way to go and which way not to go and all that. Because if I would have started talking about that incident and he would have looked like he got mad, I would have been like, it's all right.
I'm just playing.
All right, we got to take a break. Our phone numbers are 800-771-1025. Oh, I thought you were going to say something. 800-771-1025 if you want to get through. Another opportunity to win $1,000 coming up at 10 o'clock this morning.
I'm not saying anything. I'm just getting flies off of my face.
Like it's not me.
Kid in Somalia that needs you to donate 50 cents.
It's the Mike Calta Show. It's 102.5 The Bone. I am fortunate enough in the last 2 homes that I've lived in, this one and the one in Land of Lakes, both the houses that I bought came with pools. The house in Land O'Lakes I bought was a brand new home that was built by a great home builder, Hanna Bartoletta. They made a beautiful home.
Hanna-Barbera?
Yeah, no, different guys. And
Yabba dabba, do you want to buy this house?
I love that house. It just became too small for 2 kids, and we moved over here to this house that already existed, and it already had a nice pool outside. So I was very fortunate. But
I've said many times that I would feel more successful in life if my home had a pool.
I don't understand how you live in Florida without a pool.
Yeah, it just wasn't in the cards.
Yeah, I get it, but
monetarily it wasn't in the cards.
Well, so we bought our first house in Wesley Chapel, Amanda and I, when we were thinking about getting married. We bought our first house together, and we did not have a pool. And we bought that house for $120,000, I think, and it was bigger and nicer than we thought it would be. It was 2 stories, and I had my own office, and it was a loft and a whole bunch of nice stuff. And the truth is, it was a Miranda home, and it was built like garbage, and I can't believe that I ever lived in that trash house. However, it did not have a pool. And as time went on, we decided we wanted to put a pool in. And we had several companies come out and give us an estimate for a pool. And there was one company that came out that was from Plant City. I'm not going to say the company's name. I don't even know if they're still in business. I could hardly believe that they would be. And they came out and they gave us an estimate. And they had a good price, but they also came highly recommended by some other people that I knew that knew them. And I said, you know what? I think this is the way we're going to go. And I learned a very, very important lesson with that pool situation. And that lesson I'd like to pass on to you. Just like we talked about yesterday, how I said how important it is to get your life in order with wills and trusts so that your money is all taken care of for your kids or your loved ones when you pass away. Nobody expects to pass away. Obviously some people know that they're dying, but for the most part, we never know when it's going to happen. And one of the most important things you could do is set up a will and trust for your family so that it's the last thing they have to worry about after they're dealing with your death. So one of the other things I will give you, this is Mike Calta's words of wisdom. When you are having work done, and you're paying somebody on draws, which means like if you're paying first step, you give them the first draw, then they get to a certain point, you give them the second check, then you get to the third point. It says, well, you take out a loan and they give you the money and then you pay in this case, a pool company as they progress with the pool. So with this company that did my pool, they came in, they dug the hole, they did everything. They got the first draw as soon as we said, yes, we're doing the deal. Congratulations. Here's $5,000. Then they come in, they do all that, and they're about to lay the tile down. Here's another $5,000. Then your whole pool is done, everything's complete. Here is the remainder of the money that I owe you. The mistake that I made was paying them the final check before all the work was done. Now, it looked like it was done, but there had not been a final inspection of my pool. So when I left In 2006, I came to work at this company. I came here, and one of the things this company did that no other company that I worked for, to my knowledge, did was they run a background check and a credit report on you. And when they came back and they said, do you know you have a lien against your home? And I said, no, what would I have a lien for? So I had to look at it, and I had a lien against my home because there was what the Pasco County considered at the time an open construction site in my backyard because the final inspection was not done. So if anybody had fallen in my pool or gotten hurt, I have an open construction site that I'm responsible for. And I could not get the pool company to come and take care of that. And I was running the risk of being fined now because the county was aware of it. It wasn't done. It was just, it was a nightmare. The pool company, I guess, was falling apart and they couldn't get their act together. Then finally, I got somebody in Pasco County that I spoke to that said, listen, this is what we're going to do. We're going to impose daily fines on the pool company. We'll charge them, and it could be up to $1,000 a day. We'll charge them fines all the way up until this is done. And then thankfully they came and they fixed the situation and it got taken care of. But it was months of going through all this, months of bashing them on the air. And I remember the guy came to my house and he said, we're going to put a good pool in for you because we don't want you to bash us on the air. And I was like, oh, I'll never do that.
Yeah.
Until they screwed me over and I had to bash them on the air. But I have to tell you, it was a painful experience. But that is one of the things that I've learned is to not pay until everything is completely done. You having work done at your house, here's the money, here's this and that. Don't pay until everything is done and working. That's when you give them the final check. And the reason why I bring this up is because yesterday, and I couldn't be happier about this, and I have no relation to this guy, James Staton, the owner of Olympus Pools, was sentenced yesterday. At the conclusion, a judge sentenced him to 20 years in prison and 30 years probation. He'll also be required to pay over $1 million in restitution. So do you know how many people he screwed over?
Right.
If all he has to pay is $1 million, but he got 20 years, he must have screwed so many people out of money. The judge stipulated that Staton must provide quarterly financial statements and will not be allowed to own a business or have any credit cards while on probation. That's 30 years where he can't own a business. The sentence in this case is based on the fact that of all the testimony, you willfully ruined people's lives, the judge said. Staton was found guilty of fraud in March, having been accused of stealing more than $1.3 million from his customers and leaving unfinished pools. Scumbag. Staton was found guilty on 35 out of 36 felony accounts against him, including multiple accounts of grand theft, contractor fraud, misapplication of construction funds, organized scheme to defraud, and aggravated white-collar crime. Staton was accused of using the $1.3 million of his clients' money to fund his lifestyle while failing to finish their pools. Prosecutors argued he continued to collect money even when he knew the pools were unlikely to be built. You son of a bitch. I hope you're getting butt raped within the first 2 weeks that you're there.
And you know that those families, the kids are like, when's the pool going to be ready?
Yeah.
When's the pool going to be ready?
Listen to this. Hundreds of pools were left unfinished in 6 Tampa Bay counties, and many were left with just holes in their backyard and forced to spend more money to finish their pools with somebody else.
Shut up.
That happened to a buddy of mine. And what happened was once the company, he couldn't get them to finish it, then he was trying to find other pool companies to finish it, and a lot of the other
won't go to somebody else's work.
Yeah, they're like, sorry, we'd love to help you, but we can't touch that. So he had a tough time finding another company to finish the pool that was like a quarter of the way done.
Out there with a shovel trying to fill it back in so somebody will come and do it.
And this scumbag, I think a lot of this happened during COVID when everybody was trying to put pools in because they couldn't leave their house.
Yeah.
Wow. Listen to me. You know how you don't want Keith Morrison to show up at your house and you don't want to show up at
Chris
Hansen's house? You don't want to walk in there and see Chris Hansen? You don't want Better Call Benkin to give your company a call. That chick is all over it, man. She was the first person to start going after this guy.
Oh, yeah.
And now the guy's going to jail for 20 years.
20 years.
20 years, 30 years probation, $1 million in restitution.
But the judge saying that, too, that you willfully ruined people's lives.
Yeah.
You knew.
Well, you're taking all their money, knowing that your pool's not going to get done. Now these people have no pool. They're out money. It's just it's a bad situation.
I had an incident yesterday that is not on that level, but is something that everybody deals with. Everybody deals with this, and it's always the same. You know how whenever you're checking out somewhere and they say, would you like to round up to do the thing?
Yes.
If you go to any drive-through, they're doing it. Any drive-through, they're saying, "Would you like to round up?"
And I would say most of the time you don't even know what they're rounding up to.
Yeah, some school education. And I'm like, school isn't that what my taxes are for? I don't know.
Well,
but also the corporation gets a tax break on
Right.
any donations that they give or anything. So I always say no, thank you.
And I use Acorns, which rounds up, takes the money and puts it in and invests it for me.
Right. So I go through a drive-through the other day, and I'll tell you, it was KFC. It was KFC, and the one that I go to is awful, and I never go there, and because it's awful, and it's awful again. And I want to reenact it in real time. I'm going to ask you if you want to round up.
Do you want me to be you?
You're going to be me, and just say no, thank you, because that's what I always say.
Because I like to figure out what you ordered too.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
Well, here's the thing: is it was something 74 cents. Would you like to round up for BS? Blah 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 blah. You say,
I'm you?
Yeah.
Oh, I wanted to order as you.
No.
You don't have to do all that. No, that's what I wanted to do. I don't. No, you say, would you like to round up? No, thank you.
And this was how long? Okay, I'm gonna do it in real time. So you say,
all right, okay.
Would you like to round up?
No, thank you.
Come on, man. It's 26 cents.
Really?
Oh. And I go, do you know how it works? No answer. And I go, do you know the corporation gets a tax break? It does nothing for me. I don't know where this money is going. No answer. So I just pull up and I go, hello. And I hand the card. And the lady takes the card, does the stuff, whatever, and then hands me the stuff out. And I go, thank you. You're welcome. Drive-through. Fast food worker. Awesome. And drove away.
Are you serious?
Wow.
No lie, dude. 5 seconds. Would you like to? No, thank you. 1, 2, 3, 4. Come on, man. It's 26 cents.
I can't believe he said that. The balls on him to say that.
Her.
Oh, her.
But she sounded like that. She sounded like, she goes, come on, man. It's 26
Oh,
cents.
my God.
I love that you said drive-through.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I mean, you gotta be kidding me.
That is
You
pretty
gotta
bad.
be kidding me.
Yeah.
You have no idea how much time I spend volunteering, how much money I spend
Yeah.
donating. You don't, and you know nothing about me. And you're gonna give me the come on, man. It's only 26 cents.
Yeah.
I felt like taking money out of my ash tray and just throwing it out the window and going, I don't know how much that was, but it was more than 26 cents. You're not. You want it? Go get it.
Go pick it up.
Yeah.
That is some balls, man.
Yeah. Is that
some balls to
unbelievable?
say
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Is that
I would've-
unbelievable?
That's something I probably would have complained about.
Well, I have called the store number before,
Right.
and it was such a runaround, don't do nothing that I was just like, I'm not even going to deal with it. Yeah.
Why don't they take the money out of their check? How much does he donate from his check every day to the roundup?
By the way, again, her.
Oh,
that sounded
sorry.
like that.
Yeah.
Fast
Wow.
food. That's great.
We should try and call.
Come on, man. It's only 26 cents.
We should try and call over there. Mike Calta Show. Good morning.
Good morning, Mike. This is Sherman from Sarasota. I love the show.
What's up, buddy?
Hey, have any of you ever been to an Amazon distribution center? It's fascinating.
I've never been
because, you know,
inside. I've never been inside, but I've seen them from the outside. They're massive.
but what you'd think from like an outsider, you'd say, okay, all the golf balls are stacked here, all this are stacked there, all that is stacked
Right,
there. You know,
right.
and orderly. It's absolutely mass chaos. Because what they do, let's use an example like you, Mike Calta. If you bought a bug light, they know from your purchase history and identifying your demographics, they have bins of, if you're buying a bug zapper, what else you may buy, not even related to a bug zapper, just who you are. Like, for an example, a Mike Calta area is not just golf balls, it's all sorts of stuff that you have a proclivity to buy. So it's complete chaos. Like in your case, you're getting a bug zapper, but it might be a night light for your toilet, or a book about how to talk to your turtle about gun safety.
But I don't.
Or
So
it
you're saying rather than stock with the item specific, they're shopping people. They're hoarding people specific.
Exactly. Your area might have emergency underwear receptacle or something like that. You know
That's
what I'm saying?
I would like to
It's
get a tour.
bizarre,
I would
though.
like
It's
to go
really cool.
inside and see how it works. Thank you, Sherman. I would be very curious because yes, I just assumed golf balls were on the first aisle and bug lights were on the second aisle, and I bought vitamins the other day or on the third aisle. I would just think that they're all together.
It's a
no
lot
idea.
like I would imagine a lot like Big Lots where it's just
Yeah.
truck backs up and
Yeah.
just dumps stuff in there, and you're like, I don't know. There's a sofa, and then next to it is a broom, and then there's some SpaghettiOs,
Some
and
Dinty Moore.
yeah,
Yeah.
if I need
Well,
some
you-
Play-Doh.
Well, you know, those hot bin places are just like old or Amazon packages that didn't get delivered or
Right.
got sent back.
Yeah.
And you can get like an air filter, a gun cleaner, and some window washer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you do not know what's going to be in them.
Those places, I went to that place before. It is insane.
It's a madhouse,
sure.
especially
Because-
what day you go.
Yeah, on the first day when all the new stuff comes in, they put it on the tables and they rope it off.
Yeah.
And there's a countdown of when you can go to the table and get stuff. And as soon as the countdown hits, everybody just runs and knocks people over. It's chaos.
We went there when they first opened, and we were like, "All right, everybody, go get one package. We're just gonna
Yeah.
buy a package and see what we got."
Like
and we
people,
just got all
they'll
weird
see
stuff.
like a vacuum cleaner, and then you'll see two people dive and like fight over the vacuum cleaner because they get it for like $15
That's
bucks.
so weird. It's so weird.
It's awesome.
Mike Calta Show. Good morning.
Hey, morning, Mike.
What's up, buddy?
I know you were talking about some the pool, fiascos. There's a guy that he's a reporter, journalist for Fox 2 in Detroit. His name is Rob Wolchek. And he did a story. He does like stories like people, they'll come and want to do your pool or, do landscaping. They'll take a bunch of money.
Right.
And then they'll just take off. And he did one, with a pool, a bunch of pools. And people were forking over like 80,000 without even being done. I'm talking about the whole thing.
Yeah, but
and
that's ridiculous. But you think I got a contract in my hand?
Yeah.
Oh, what's the worst that could happen? And next thing you know, you spend the next 10 years in court.
yeah, I mean that's the thing. I mean, yeah, you can go to court, and if you win a judgment, that's another thing that he sees. A lot of people winning judgments, and they've never collected.
Never get
because
it. Yeah.
because they put it in their wife's name, or and they can't garnish anything because they either get paid in cash or they put it in their wife's name, girlfriend's name, which most of these guys do. Adjacent to that, I don't know if you heard about the PPP loans, the scams that they're finally catching everybody, and right now there's 109 defendants. One of the most was that received $20 million. It didn't even have a business.
Yeah,
within like 15 years. It's crazy.
I know two people personally in my life, not that I'm friends with, just that I know. One has both of them bought two extravagant things with the PP money, and I'm waiting to read that those guys ended up in jail. Like any day now, I can't wait. Not that I'm looking forward to it, but I think I'm going to open up Facebook and see both of those guys end up going to jail. There's no other way around it. I mean, they clearly use that money to buy cars and boats and things along those lines.
And then they post it,
Yeah.
and it takes, and they've even said it, we'll eventually catch you. I mean, you're talking about 5 years ago. There's no statute of limitations on that, and
it's
they'll
coming.
eventually. Yeah, it's coming. It's crazy, man. And these idiots post it on Facebook, and all kinds of new cars, like you're saying, and it's pretty crazy. But
Thanks,
I love
brother.
the show, guys.
Thank you. It's Pete and I used to say it when Pete and I lived together and we were poor, and everybody else that was our age was like making money and they were doing scam things. And I used to tell Pete all the time, we can't fall into that trap because it never works out in the long run. In the end, all those people will all end up getting what's coming to them, and they did. All those guys that were dealing ecstasy, all those guys that were doing stuff on the side that they were scamming people, and it all came back to bite them in the
Get
ass.
away for a little while.
Yeah.
A little while.
Yeah, if you can get in and out, if you can have the balls to get it, if you could be strong enough to get in something, take it, and then get the hell out real quick, it's not such a bad scam. But if you try to push it too long, too much. Mike Calta Show, hello.
Hey, good morning, guys.
What's happening?
Hey, do they itemize that donate an extra 15.25, or in Galvin's case 26 cents? Do they itemize that on the receipt?
It's a good question. I don't know because
I don't
Galvin
know.
didn't do it.
Yeah,
so.
I always say no, so I'm not sure.
I don't know either, because I always say no as well. But so how much money do you think that lady at the KFC makes a day by saying just add another 26 cents or whatever?
Yeah, I don't know if she's getting anything out of the
No,
case,
he's saying
yeah.
if she did that, if that was her scam.
Right. If she
You know.
if she was taking a a quarter per person that came through.
Yeah,
Sure,
I don't know.
but I don't know. I don't want to put that on the lady though. We don't know that.
The interesting thing about that, and I've seen it on YouTube, a guy who goes into convenience stores, and a lot of times they'll ring it up at different prices, and he goes, "That's not the right price." Like if you're not paying attention, how many times have you gone to a convenience store? You get a water, you get a thing of beef jerky, and this whatever. And it could be $8, could be $12.
I'm the worst person,
right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
I
And
just go,
unless you're
okay.
really paying attention, I would say 9 times out of 10, people aren't paying attention and know what the prices are or adding it in their head. You know, unless you're going up and you get a bottle of water and it's $14, you'd be like, for a bottle of water, that can't be right.
Yeah.
But for 3 or 4 items, you're like, I don't know. I guess it's $8, could be $13. So then that person's pocketing $5.
Yeah.
And they do that to 10, 20 people. Whatever, easy.
I'll tell you where I question it sometimes. You ever get gas, and on the gas pump itself, it says if this doesn't start at 0,
yeah.
I would say that none of the gas things actually start at 0. Like it starts flying through, and then the gas starts going. You know what I mean? Like I would imagine they're just not synced with each other. But a lot of times, then I think about it. If they're taking 3 cents from me, but they're taking 3 cents from everybody that does
how
it.
Busy it
how
is,
busy
how many
it
people
is.
are going through there. Yeah,
That's a scam. That's
the whole thing with the remember Office Space was it's a penny off
Just
of
a
the
penny,
thing. They're
yeah.
never going to miss a penny, whatever. But with all those transactions,
I'd like to get a good scam going.
Good
for a
scam
while.
would be
Yeah.
nice. Good scam would be nice.
A buddy of mine, when I was living in Tallahassee, used to get beer money by skimming off the top of the drawer at a Pizza Hut.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was the manager.
How was he skimming?
So what he would the people would pay for the order and he just wouldn't ring it in. So it wouldn't be on the book. So say they order pizza $10, he would like, oh yeah, put it in, make the pizza, take the $10, and then he would just pocket the $10 because there was no way to. He wasn't typing it into the system. Yeah,
you know what's funny is I'm very honest, and I've never.
That's the thing.
I've never scammed, and I whenever I'm working in a place, it's somebody else's business, and I'm not going to take money from them or do any of that stuff. But now I think going back, if I went back to being like 15 years old, I probably would scam some stuff. Watching that Four Seasons show the other day, and they sneak into a resort area, whatever, and they're like, "What's the room number?" And they give 2 different room numbers, and the guy goes, "Listen, I'm leaving for college next month. I don't care. Give me $100. I'll get you." Like, I would totally do that.
Dude, we were broke, and it was like beer drinking money. And it was great.
Well, I've told this story a bunch of times, but I used to work at the Perkins on 52 and 19 in Hudson, Port Richey area, and I would never think about stealing anything from anywhere, especially like a place that gave me a job. Like I really felt that way.
Yeah.
But the problem was the way that the busboys were tipped out was based on what the waitresses wanted to give them. So here I am cleaning the table and seeing every tip that's left on the table.
Right.
And then at the end of the day, after working an 8-hour shift, somebody gives me $2. I go, $2. And they go, oh, it wasn't a good day. Yeah, it was. I saw every one of your tips.
Right, yeah.
And there were some days, like I'd work Sunday morning breakfast. Sunday morning breakfast is the busiest part for Perkins. And they would tip me $5 would be a lot. And I'm talking about for a day, not per table.
Right.
So after a while, when a table would leave $25, I would keep the 20 and I'd leave the $5 on there. And I go, yeah, it's just not a good day. It's not a good day. So now once I realized I could start clearing, $100 a day as opposed to the $8 that they were giving me, I just started stealing from them. But that's because they treated me terribly.
But also, weren't you were making more than the servers?
No, I was making $2 an hour the same way they were. Yeah.
She goes, it wasn't a good day. And you're like, yeah, well, tomorrow's going to be worse.
Yeah. Keep it up. There was one lady that was from New York, and she was a real hustler, and you could tell she'd worked in diners before, and she would tip me out at least $5 every day, which $5 on a slow Monday was pretty good.
Yeah.
Because there was 10 waitresses, so if each one gave me $5, that would be a pretty decent day's work.
We would tip out the barbacks, and the barbacks bust their ass. I mean, that's the hardest job in the world. Yeah. And, so we'd tip them out, but then also there'd be like other stuff where, you had to wipe bottles down or you had to do this, whatever. And I go, hey, man, I'll give you an extra $50 to wipe the bottles down. They'd be like, yeah, sure. And I'm like, I got somebody waiting on me. I'm getting out of here.
When I worked in the kitchen in the restaurant, I was a dishwasher and like a cleanup guy, and they stored all their beer downstairs in a cool basement.
Mm-hmm.
And the bartenders, 2:00 in the morning when they were shutting everything down, they'd be like, Mike, give you $20, you go get our beer for us. I was like, yeah, let's go. I'd run down there and get their beer for them. It was great way for a high school kid to make extra money.
Yeah, it's always good to be around people that have instant money because they want to throw money around. You know what I mean? They don't think about tomorrow or the next day. They're like, right now I have $300 in my hand and I want to get the hell out of here. You know?
That's so funny. That's why I don't really carry cash because that's how I am. I'm like, I'll start tipping everybody.
Yeah. Back when I was, I would do these clubs, they'd pay cash.
Yeah.
And a lot of times I'd spend the money before I left the bar. I'm like, damn it, I didn't make anything tonight.
I went out and worked and minus $20.
I'd leave that club and go to the bar and then have it and rack up a tab and then I'd lose all my money.
Well, that happens, buddy. All right, before we go to break, I want to tell you about my friends at Waterman Construction. You hear me talk about them all the time. They are the go-to construction company for your commercial and residential projects. Whether you need demolition, new HVAC, patio, pavers, driveways, they got you covered. If it's a new build, a remodel, a manufactured home, storm repair, Waterman Construction handles the entire project from start to finish. And what sets them apart is 25 years of expertise, quality craftsmanship, personalized service, and honest and transparent pricing. You just heard me talking about it with the pool companies, and they also have guaranteed same-day response. They're just good people. You can visit them online at watermanconstructiongroup.com. That's watermanconstructiongroup.com, or give them a call at 813-715-7383. It's Waterman Construction. Your vision is their mission. Give them a call today, 813-715-7383, and tell them you heard about it on the Mike Calta Show. We got to take a quick break. I'll hit your phone calls when we come back. Another opportunity to win $1,000 is coming up at 10 o'clock. It's 102.5 The Bone. Carmen?
Yes.
How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
All right. I hope Chad gets picked for that coaching thing. That would be nice.
Listen, that would be awesome. And thank you for bringing him up. I'm totally taking full credit for it. So he's going to do dirty things to me tonight.
Listen, I really do admire what Chad does, not just because he's, the team is winning games and all that, but he really cares about those kids in that organization, and you have to have a true love for that. It's the only way it's going to work, because I don't have the dedication for that at all.
Yeah, because one, the coach's stipend for any sport alone is, nothing.
Mm-hmm.
But for football, when you're taking care of 50 kids and you have weekend practices and tournaments and this and that, it is a lot of time. And like just this week, one of the kids Chad was yelling at him for not knowing the playbook. And one of the kids come up and was like, "Coach, how about we get together this weekend? Like Saturday, we'll do film day." And I look at him and I was like, "So when do I get to spend time with my boyfriend?"
That's right.
I was like, I get to see him for 1 hour on the weekdays. And now you're going to take my only full day with him? Why can't you do the playbook on your own you're supposed to?
You heard Jason Light. Maybe you get to go to Greece.
Right.
Maybe one weekend a year you get to go to Greece.
Maybe in 20 years. But no, it's just, trying to get the kids to be responsible for themselves. You know what I mean? That's the hard part.
That is the hardest part, is to teach those kids to think and do things on their own, for sure.
Right, because unless he's babysitting them or watching them or on top of them, constantly reminding them, they're not going to do it, which means they're not going to be successful. So it is, and again, I don't mind doing it because I really don't care what I'm doing with Chad. I just like hanging out with him. So
yeah, you're Chad whipped.
Yeah, 100%.
Watching my son be in high school football for 4 years, for those coaches, it never stops.
No.
It's such a crazy you think, oh yeah, just practices and games. That's like a fraction of what's going on.
No, I went to a meeting one time, a parent meeting with the coach.
Yeah.
And listening to him to talk, he said, I'm coming here before school, working a full day, then coming here after school. And he's like, please don't bother me anymore. He's like talking to the parents. He's like, text me. If I can text you back, I will. I mean, he goes, at some point I'd like to see my own family.
And these programs, they don't get a lot of help from the county or from the school. It's kind of, you're just on your own. So just to have a program that's somewhat functional, let alone successful, is a lot.
Right.
Yeah.
Chad spends about 13 to 14 hours a day at Chamberlain High School between morning practice, him actually teaching, and then practice after school.
Wow.
So 13, 14 hours days. And then on top of that,
then he comes home and you're like, that's my Chad.
Yeah.
No, then he gets home and then he's doing FaceTime with other coaches, talking about how they can, switch up plays and what they need to teach for the next day. And then he's answering calls from parents on what the kids need to do because they need their physical. They have a bunch of stuff online they have to do. It is nonstop all the time.
You don't get any FaceTime, if you know what I'm saying.
I know, but I gave him some good loving last night.
You did?
So, yeah. Well, because he was just like a little stressed out about something, and he was like trying to cuddle, but he was like squeezing me a little too hard and breathing really heavy, and I could just tell he was not going to go to sleep. And I was like, "All right, I'm putting you to bed."
Oh wow!
So I just rolled over and.
No, tell us.
I had to do the work because he was tired.
Wow.
All right.
What a good girlfriend.
Yeah.
Little film session.
Yes. Exactly.
Working on some plays, huh?
Yep. And I think we successfully
Got
managed
to that end zone.
come up with a plan. Yeah.
All right.
Oh, good for you. Good for Chad.
Yeah, it was good for both of us. So.
Yeah, was it?
Yeah.
Why is it good for you? What do you get?
Well, that's me. Like, that's the only way I can reach the top of the mountain.
Oh, he did that to you as well.
No, she
on top.
Yeah.
Oh, you did all the work.
Yeah, I was
gotcha.
thinking what you were thinking as well.
I was thinking tush push.
Yeah.
No, I did. I mean, I did a little of that in the beginning just to, help.
Do you know how many times a day I say the phrase butt stuff to my wife?
No.
Like, no matter what, she's like, "Hey, do you want to?" And I go, "Butt stuff." I mean, just one day she's gonna go, "Fine, let's just go do it."
Maybe try tush push.
Yeah.
It sounds a little bit nicer.
Yeah.
How about a little tush push?
All right, I'm on it. I'm gonna do a little tush push. Mike Calta Show. Good morning.
Hey, good morning there. It's Mike Calta, Medicine Man.
Hi, Medicine Man. Medicine Man, you want to come to the Mission Impossible premiere with us?
What day is that?
I don't know. Forget it. I changed my mind right as I opened my mouth about it. I can't have you talking.
Yeah,
to me too
tonight
long.
I'm going to be at the 3P concert, Pussifer, Primus, and Perfect Circle concert tonight at the Amp.
Where'd you get those tickets?
I had a friend that won the 6 tickets. I don't know how he got them, but we're all going together.
I feel like you won them on another radio station. You don't want to tell me.
Oh, but he's a good friend of mine. He lives in Newport Richie.
What's his name?
Greg.
Why do you do that when you're done talking? You go,
Oh yeah, but I had another friend that won tickets on another radio station, not me, but his name's Chris. Too.
All right, I gotta go. Mike Calta. Oh, it's so loud. Hello.
Hello.
No, it's too loud. It's too loud.
It's too much.
Carmen, let's give some stuff away. Let's play a little Who's My Baby's Daddy before we get out of here today.
All right.
There we go.
Okay, everybody, this is Maury Povich, and it's time to play Who's My Baby's Daddy?
Lord, I've been done had too many babies, honey. Who is my baby daddy? Girl, I'd be a millionaire if I could ever figure out where I got Cheeto, Limbo, Cracker Jack, Orangelo, K. Martina, Salmonella, Velveeta, Genitalia, Catfish, Leroy, Cocoa Puffs and Pluto, Penelope, Jack Daniels, Buford and Lamangelo. Who is my baby daddy? Don't even two of these children even look alike. Aloe Vera, Maybelline, Gingivitis, Brill Cream, Cruix, NyQuil, Gangsta Q and Daffodil, Ron Bacardi, Captain Morgan, D. Mark Torres and DeLorean, Gynolotrum and Felicia, Chlamydia Champagne. Who named these children and how many of them is it? Why they always want to come live with me anyway? Ask them who their daddy is. Look over yonder, they go. Nova Scotia, Bubblicious, Cuponita, Gonorrhea, Ice Bucket, Batuglia, Visine, and Margarita, Percolator, Terminator, Velcro, and Taekwondo, Varicella, Chromosome, Obstetria, and Shathid. That's the ignorant one right there, Shathid. Who is these baby daddies? I wish I knew. I'd show sue him for some child support, honey. Shoot.
To my knowledge, I've never bought anything from Facebook Marketplace. I don't think I have. I may have, and I don't remember. But I like to look at it. I'm looking at it right now. There's a 1965 Impala.
Oh yeah.
Oh wow.
There you go.
Okay, it's in the bushes, and it is. It's like the tires are sunk into the dirt, and it's in the bushes. It's a convertible. The top is up, and the trees are growing around it. How much is that car?
Well, it's an
65
expensive car, but if they're not taking care of it and they're just showing the picture like that,
I'm gonna say $7,000.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go a little bit higher. I'm gonna go like 16 grand.
20 grand.
Yeah,
that's insane. That's absolutely
depends on
Cars are
And
expensive.
that could be a rare. Could be a rare car.
Hi, who is this? Oh, just know that was you. Hi, who is this? Hello. We're off to a great start. Good morning. Who's this?
Hi, my name's Dave.
There you go, Dave. Dave, do you have any kids of your own?
No, I have a lot of cats, though.
No.
Oh, no.
All right. I know a guy like that. All right, what we're going to do is we're going to give you her side of the story first, then his side of the story, and then we'll talk about it, and you will tell us whether he is or is not the baby's daddy. Are you ready, sir?
Yes, sir.
Carmen, her side of the story first. Here we go.
He is going to take care of this baby, because if he don't take care of this baby, out the door. He is out the door because I'm fed up. I am through.
You want him all the way over there?
Yes, because I'm tired. I am tired.
You all live together?
Yes, we live together. We've been living together for the last 3 years.
You all have another child together?
Yes, we have Brooklyn.
He doesn't.
No, he treats Brooklyn like she is the world. But when it's time for Winter to get a bottle, he's just like, you going to fix one a bottle? Fix a bottle? You the daddy, why you can't do it?
Right.
I go to work every day, all day long, and when I come back home, you there.
Who's paying all the bills?
Cynthia.
So Derek stays home.
Derek stays home. I go. I'm the breadwinner. I'm the provider. I'm a strong black woman. I don't need nobody to take care of me. I don't need nobody to do nothing for me. Nothing. Because if he's not going to take care of her, he can get out. He
By
can
the way,
go.
you know, once you're born with 12 fingers, right?
Yes.
They take care of that. as a
Yes,
baby.
they put a little surgical bandage on it, and they fell off like after 2 weeks.
Right.
And he was born with 12 fingers too.
Now why won't he admit it then? How many 12-fingered people could there be?
He always saying something. You go to the club, this, that, and the third. I'm supposed to go to the club. I look good. I'm sexy. I'm supposed to go to the club now.
She says you was tasty?
Sexy.
Oh, sexy. I said I'm tasty.
All I heard was, come on, man. It's only 26 cents. By the way, if your kid's born with 12 fingers, why are you taking fingers off?
You
Let
don't...
that kid be an unbelievable guitarist.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
But I think the fingers are usually like dead fingers.
Nubs, little.
There's no bones.
If
it's
you
just
had
finger.
12 fingers and those two extras were working, would you be able to play basketball in the NBA, or would they say no, illegal?
No, you could.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, that
you didn't add
JPP played with 3
less
fingers.
Yeah, he had less fingers.
I knew a kid who had like a 6th finger, and it was just a little dead nub.
Oh.
There was no bone, and he would just like, it
Oh,
was like little.
get rid of
And he would
that.
just kind of flick it all the time.
That's
I bet you girls liked it.
Yeah, maybe.
But he was mad at his parents for not removing it when he was a baby.
Right. Why? Now you're stuck with that little dead
Yeah.
nub. No, gross. All right. Well, that's her side of the story. She says that even though he claims he was born with 12 fingers too, he is not the baby's daddy. And she's sexy is what we heard.
Sexy.
All right. Let's find out what Derek has to say for himself. Here we go.
I love my girlfriend Cynthia, but I'm having problems believing that I'm the father of her daughter Winter. Here's the thing, I was born with 12 fingers. Cynthia is trying to say because the baby was born with 12 fingers that I'm the father, but that's not the case. There's some serious shady business going on in our household. I have found pictures with Cynthia's hands on another male's private parts. She said it wasn't her, but I can recognize those fingernails anywhere. I had a man tell me he had oral sex with Cynthia. She denies everything, but I'm smarter than that. I want these results to come back today that Winter is my daughter. And if I'm not the father, I am done with this relationship.
I'm actually going to say that I think that he is the father, but I also think she's cheated on him.
Yeah,
I
mean,
think
definitely.
because she's like, listen, he don't want to do the bottle, he don't want to pay the bills. She got no respect for him. But I say he is not the baby's daddy. Galvin,
You say he's not.
I'm sorry. I say he is the
You
baby's
say
daddy.
yes.
Sorry. Yes.
Okay, yeah. I got to tell you, science, the 12 fingers and stuff really makes me think that he is.
Yeah.
I think he is, and I think she's out there being sexy in the club and putting her hands on other man's
You
stuff.
think it's just a coincidence that they both have 12 fingers?
I don't know how many people are born with 12 fingers. Maybe more than I think. I'm going to go with he is not the father.
Oh, my God. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the 12 fingers, that's dead giveaway. What are the odds of that?
Right.
Yeah, he's definitely the father.
All right. We got 2 yeses and 1 no. I go to you, Dave, and I say, is he or is he not the baby's daddy?
He is definitely the baby's daddy.
All right. I agree. Let's check in with Murray and find out if you're right. Here we go. What does Maury Povich have to say?
When it comes to 1-year-old Winter, Derek, you are the father.
Science.
Fingers.
Finger science.
I'm going to put you on hold. And Carmen will grab you during the break here, and we'll hook you up with a prize.
Carmen, you want Chad to do a little finger science on you?
Yeah.
Yeah, buddy.
Chad
Is the
got
show
them.
over?
Is it already?
Yeah.
Yes. We got 20 seconds before I play the music.
Oh, my God. 20 seconds, but I want to remind everybody at the top of the hour at 10 o'clock in just about 12 minutes, Galvin.
Yeah.
We have a chance to win $1,000, so don't go anywhere. We're going to come in and we're going to tell you what the bonus keyword is. You're going to put it in the app, and you could win $1,000. That's happening exactly 10 o'clock this morning.
Be nice.
There you go.
Go spend it all at McDonald's.
Thank you to Bucks General Manager Jason Light for joining us on the show. Thank you to Cody Tucker for joining us, and congratulations to him again on his Joe Rogan appearance. Cody Tucker's new book is out, and it's available at CodyTucker.com.
And now you know.
And now you know. A nice little pooping book that you bring into the bathroom with you and read. Don't bring it in the bathroom unless you already bought it. We learned that on Seinfeld.
Yes.
Yeah. And then you can't return
Swarm.
it. Yeah.